Yeah. She looked at us and then she looked away. Hey, how many extra waters do we have? See, we have a couple waters. Maybe we could use a couple more. Or some bars or something like that.
This is a KPIX5 News Special. Live coverage of the Parade of Champions. Strength in numbers.
There's a new dynasty in the NBA. The Golden State Warriors champions once again. Back-to-back titles.
Hey, there they are, champions again. The Golden State Warriors win their third NBA title in 4 years, and this time with a historic sweep of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, the Dubs dominated the finals. The team's talent on full display. Their fans all over the Bay Area soaking in the moment.
And now, for the second year in a row, the Bay Area will celebrate with a championship parade on the streets of downtown Oakland. This is a live look at the crowds lining the route. You can sort of see the entrance there. They're showing off their strength in numbers. And Chopper 5 is also live overhead. More than 1 million fans expected to watch the Warriors take their victory lap.
There are some changes to this year. There won't be the traditional rally after the parade. Instead, a short ceremony will happen beforehand. The team wants to make the parade the main event and let the players interact with fans as much as possible.
Hey, who can complain about that, interacting with the fans? Welcome to our special coverage of the Golden State Warriors Parade of Champions. I'm Kristen Ayers.
I'm Dennis O'Donnell. The Warriors smashed the Cavs to win the NBA Finals in 4 games. And really an incredible NBA Finals from a historical perspective. It was their 4th time in a row facing the Cavs in the Finals. The Warriors capped it off with a 23-point win over Cleveland in Game 4. You can make a case that final game was the only complete game the Warriors played in the finals. They beat LeBron James in what may have been his last season with the Cavaliers.
And it was so satisfying watching that game, I have to say. I know you were in Cleveland. I was back here in the Bay at the watch party, and you would have thought the players were actually on the floor with how loud Oracle Arena got.
2 days prior to that, I was in the locker room after they nearly lost in Game 3 to LeBron James, and people wondered if there would be a letdown of some sort, maybe come back and win it in in front of the hometown fans, but they were so focused. There was such an emphasis on to finish this thing off in Cleveland and not let Cleveland back into the series, and that was a great game Friday night, very deserving of a 4-game sweep for the Warriors.
Absolutely. That 4-game sweep, that's what the fans wanted. I mean, honestly, you know, I talked to them over and over and over again, said, do you want the Warriors to come back and win it here at home? Nah, they wanted to sweep.
You missed the champagne celebration. That stuff was $1,200 a bottle.
Whoa!
And in that locker room there was a gold bathtub filled with this champagne, and the champagne by the time I walked in the locker room, it was about that thick on the ground.
God, wow.
Yeah, the carpet had soaked up as much as it could. There were some struggles this season with the Warriors. You had Steph Curry's injuries. He played just 51 regular season games, and you recall the Warriors were on the brink of elimination to the Houston Rockets in the Western Conference Finals. So there was some adversity with this team, Kristen, and they dealt through it. You remember about 20 games less in the season, Steve Kerr was frustrated. He had said everything a coach can possibly say. They had lost 10 of 17 games, and he's wondering, can they flip the switch?
You know, they did struggle this year. You know, this was not a season where we saw them win 70-odd games like they did before. You know, this was one where, you know, you saw some struggles, you saw some injuries, and people sort of wondered if they would be able to do it. But here we are, they have done it, and now it's time to celebrate. This morning's parade kicks off in less than an hour at 11 o'clock. It'll start out on Broadway at 11th Street, and then it'll run along parts of 20th Street to Harrison, 19th Street, and Lakeside Drive. And ultimately, it ends on Oak and 13th Street.
So let's get Ann Mackovic at the start of the route. She's been out all morning with fans lining up early. And take it away.
Yeah, Kristen and Dennis, Domination is here and they are ready to party. We are expecting about 1 million fans to line the streets of downtown Oakland today. They started lining up at about 4 a.m. Now here, 11th and Broadway behind me, you can see the confetti is already falling. This is the staging area, and this turn here, this corner, is going to be the first corner that the players and everybody in the parade is going to take as they greet their adoring fans here. The fans are ready for action. They're hoping they are going to have a little bit of interaction with some of the players, that maybe they'll get off of their double-decker buses and come and mix it up here on the streets. Now, as I said, people were lined up here starting at about 4 a.m. and I did get a chance to speak with some of those very excited fans. Here they are. I'm here with SJ. She came from Santa Clara, big Warriors fan. What brought you out today?
See the parade, to see the players, see the champions! Woo!
Now, this is the first parade that you will be at.
Yeah.
What are you most looking forward to?
Everything, just the energy and seeing the team roll through, and just, I'm here for the first time ever. Finally, no work today.
Awesome. And you have this much energy at 6:30. Are you going to be able to keep it up till 11?
Oh, yeah.
It's only going to build, right?
Yeah.
She is. I just ran into her, actually. She's keeping the vibe going. You can see knockoff trophy there. We're going to see the real trophy. It's going to be coming marching down Broadway with the rest of the parade participants. Really exciting atmosphere here. The sun is shining. It's actually starting to get downright hot when you add in the temperature here on the asphalt, but nobody's complaining. Got your sunscreen, got your water, ready to party. The players are really ready to party. I was back there near their buses earlier today, and they're loaded with champagne. We'll give you a look at that coming up a little bit later on in our broadcast. Right now, I'm going to throw it back to you guys in the studio, Kristen and Dennis.
All right, thanks, Ann. They got the champagne ready. You got to have the champagne. We're going to take a look at Chopper 5 right now, and just looking overhead, you can see all those people down there. They are just crowded onto the street corners there and lined up. And as Ann said, folks started lining up around 4 a.m. I think they officially told fans that they could come out at 6:30 a.m., but, you know, 2.5 hours early to make sure you get a front row seat to that parade. And they're certainly out there, quite a few people deep lined up along that parade route there. And, you know, the numbers that we keep hearing are about 1 million. And I know it went just over that last year, over 1 million. So I don't think people are getting tired of these parades just yet. Let's get to KPIX 5 anchor Ken Bastida, who's out there in the field. He's hanging out with fans a little farther down the route on Broadway. Ken.
Yeah, how you doing, Kristen? Everybody loves a parade, right? So that's why we invited about 1 million of our best friends here from all around the Bay Area, even from the Philippines. We have people that have come out here from around the world to see, of course, the world champions. And what would a Warriors World Championship parade be without my colleague, Vern Glenn? We're going to be hanging out on Broadway today, Vern, enjoying this thing. And this never gets old, does it?
It doesn't, and it's about getting really, really real out here. It's about 1 million people cheering on 8 open-air buses carrying the NBA champion Golden State Warriors. How about that?
Yeah, it's really exciting. Let's give you an idea of what's going on here. So we'll spin around. It's just non-stop, 10 people deep, all the way down Broadway. And this thing is on both sides of the street. And this crowd is so fired up. As you mentioned, Kristen, this was not an easy season, and I think people are letting off some steam right now after beating the Cavaliers in 4 straight. Let's show you the other side. Look at the other side over here. Pretty wild. How you doing? Where are you from?
I'm from San Pablo.
San Pablo.
Yeah.
So you're, what time did you get up to get out here today?
I got up around 5:30 and got here around 6:30. Yeah.
And you're in the front row.
Front row, yeah.
What do you think of this season?
I love this season. It was a spectacular season. I think we did amazing, and go Dubs!
But you told me earlier you thought it was going to go 6 games.
No.
A sweep. A sweep.
Baby, yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's really incredible out here. And you know what's funny, guys, is the team hasn't even come by yet. I can't imagine what's going to happen when the players actually show up, but we're ready to enjoy a fantastic day out here in Oakland.
Great, Ken. Thanks a lot. Anchorman in the field for the parade this time, and it's going to be exciting out there. You would, as the Bay Area really has gotten used to doing these parades. The Giants, 3 World Series, right, in this decade. And, of course, now the Warriors doing it for the 3rd time. So, as with the Warriors' past parades, you can expect busy roads, packed public transit. The Fremont BART station was crowded with fans decked out in Warrior gear. BART estimates have 500,000 people that will take trains to the parade. Both AAC Transit and BART have added extra buses and trains.
And Jacqueline Dunn is keeping tabs on the roads from the traffic center. Jacqueline.
Yes, we've been monitoring the BART tweets, and everyone else is coming in, and we're hearing that it's very crowded on the BART trains right now, but still the best way to get to the parade. So if you haven't left the house yet, you better hurry, because we are seeing big crowds develop, especially at the 11th and the 12th Street entrances at the 12th Street station. Those entrances temporarily shut down due to overcrowding. Many trains not always stopping at every station because of the crowds. So just keep that in mind. Bear with it if you are heading out there. Also, AC Transit has set up a temporary transit center that is along Castro Street between 12th and 17th. And so folks can head on over there, take the shuttle over to the parade route. But it will be very crowded. You will need to pack your patience. Right now, we're taking a quick check of 880 heading through Oakland, and traffic is not too bad. We've seen it heavier, but keep in mind there are many ramp closures throughout the parade today, so you will not be able to exit Oak, Harrison, Jackson, or Broadway until after 2:30 this afternoon. Back over to you guys.
Okay, Jacqueline, we keep hearing folks talking about how warm it is out there. The weather is beautiful out there, and we have KPIX 5 weather anchor Netta Iranpour. She's with fans along Lakeside Drive. Netta, beautiful day for parade watching.
Yes, it's a perfect day for a parade. It is nice and sunny out here. It is a little warm. It's starting to heat up a lot, and these fans are making things very hot out here. Look at these guys. All right. They are very excited. People have popsicles and snow cones to try to cool off a little bit because it's heating up here on the sidewalk. But this is the lining up of the parade route, and a lot of people have been here for hours. We've been talking about that throughout the morning. Francisco, let's get you over here. You got here bright and early to hold down the fort for these ladies.
5:45.
5:45.
Yep.
All right. What are you looking forward to?
Oh man, I'm just looking forward to seeing all the players and celebrating with them all.
Yeah.
Back to back, it's been fun. So.
Have you been to the other one?
I was here last year, right in the same spot.
Nice.
So I can't wait to see them again.
It is a gorgeous spot, 17th and Lakeside, so we hope the players stop and say hi to us, right? Of course, we're right across from Lake Merritt, so it's a beautiful view, and obviously you see the barricades. This is the parade route that they'll be passing through. We saw a few police officers just kind of guarding, but everything's been great. Everyone's in great spirits and very pumped and excited. So let's get to that forecast. Let's show you what you can expect. All the fans that are out here, it will be warm. So Oakland right now, it says 70 degrees. That's the forecast in the shade. It definitely feels a lot warmer than that. At noon today, it'll be 75 degrees. And then taking a look, though, east from our Salesforce Tower camera view towards Oakland. Look at that heat all across the bay. Oh yeah, near the water is a good place to be. That'll help keep things a bit cooler. We're looking at a temperature range that goes from 64 degrees up to 80 degrees. So those microclimates in full effect today. Yes, our current conditions already warming up, especially inland. Now our highs today look like this, 65 for you in Pacifica. So if you're anywhere by those beaches, it'll feel nice, comfortable. But if you're out in Fairfield, 94 will be that afternoon high. Today's high in Oakland, 78 degrees. So, yep, it'll get a bit warmer this afternoon, that's for sure. But we're ready for it, not a problem. So here's why this is the warmest day of the week. We have this ridge of high pressure right over California. It's bringing us pretty light west winds, though. And so those winds always tend to cool us off, but we're not getting much of that today. Pretty calm out there and a lot of sunshine. No clouds in sight, at least not from our view at all. And now for that 7-day forecast. We're going to stay warm today. We're going to stay warm again tomorrow with a lot of sun. Temperatures by the end of the week will start to cool off a little bit, and that's when we'll notice temperatures dropping into the 70s and 80s. So let's come back here live and let's talk to our friends here. All right, you have your popsicle in hand. You came all the way.
I'm trying to stay cool. I'm trying to stay cool. Yes, it's working.
And I do got to say, you came all the way from Sacramento.
All the way from Sacramento. Yeah. Yep.
Sorry about the Kings this year.
That's all right. I'm an Oakland native. It's okay.
Where'd you come from?
Antioch.
Antioch.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot hotter in Antioch right now. Yes, and that's your second snow cone, I believe. Not that I'm counting.
Yes. I gotta stay hydrated. Yes.
I don't blame you at all. Hopefully everyone has their sunblock and water and all that good stuff. It's going to get warm, but a lot hotter when those players pass on by. I'll send it back to you guys.
Yeah, Ned, a good comment about the Sacramento Kings, but Warrior fans, they understand. It wasn't too long ago, Kristen, that the Warriors were they owned the basement of the Pacific Division.
They were the kings of the Bay,
yeah. So
record-wise.
Times have changed, and Ned, good to see all those umbrellas out there because people can use them today. We are less than 1 hour until the Warriors' victory parade begins. The pre-parade ceremony will start at 10:30. Stay with KPIX 5 for live coverage. We'll be right back.
Lifetime of tooth pain.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Your seat cushion can...
I guess not. They're going to go to Michelle, it sounds. But, Kristen, if you could hear me, I'm ready to go whenever. I'm ready to go whenever. Kylie, you'll just have to refocus on me.
Just give us
Cool.
seconds
Yeah, we just need a 10 seconds. I'll be standing by. We just need 10 seconds set up, and then Kylie will get on me. But basically, we're ready at any point for anything. And next hit, I'll do that bus thing.
You're watching the Parade of Champions, Strength in Numbers.
And welcome back to our live coverage of the Golden State Warriors Parade of Champions. You're looking at downtown Oakland right now. You see the big banner. You see the folks in the crowd. They are ready and waiting under that warm 70-some-odd degree weather.
It should say back-to-back champions, that header, right?
Back-to-back, right? We need to really...
And next year, back-to-back-to-back. Trifecta.
Okay, let's hope for that. I can see that happening. I can see that happening. Welcome back, everyone. We have KPIX 5 morning anchor Michelle Griego out in the field. She has one of the most fun assignments today. She's been cruising around the parade route, Michelle.
I know. I've been in a golf cart, Kristen. It's been amazing because I've got to talk to so many really cool fans out here who have been out here since very early this morning. Now, I'm actually in the staging area. Not a lot of people get to be in here, so we're excited. You can see the cheerleaders out here. You can see some of the cars and the floats and the trucks ready to go. And then the buses are just a block down, ready for the players to board so they can start this parade. But this is exciting. We have the snail car here. So you know, if you see the snail car, who are we going to see? Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf. So we want to talk to the mayor right here about this exciting championship series and also this exciting parade. First of all, I want to see your bling here. What is all this?
Listen, one of the perks of being the mayor is the team has given me a championship ring for their 2 wins. I'm looking forward to having 3. We'll make a W.
That's what everybody's saying. It doesn't get old winning, does it?
Oh, it doesn't. And gosh, I just love Oakland. Looks so beautiful on parade day. Not just our gorgeous downtown and our sparkling lake, but best of all, the people of Oakland. Dub Nation. I think we've got the best looking fans in the country.
I think you're right. The best looking fans and the best fans, because these fans have stuck through this with this team through thick and thin. There was a time where you couldn't give Warriors tickets away, and now they're stars and they still love them.
Listen, I'm born and raised in Oakland, so I was, you know, in elementary school when Al Addle's team won the championship, I mean, oh so long ago. It was so fun seeing my kids, who are the same age I was when they won the last time, get to experience that pride of having your city be the champions. And this team, they are such great role models for our kids. They put their egos aside. They're so humble. They work so hard, and they play as a team. And that is why they are not just champions, they are a dynasty.
Well, that's what everyone's been throwing around, that word dynasty. So do they have to win more than 3 championships to be a dynasty?
Oh, listen, I'm not even talking about next year. I am so in this moment for our beloved city of Oakland. We are so excited. We have the experience of putting on a great event, safe event. Everyone's happy and joyous, but wear your sunscreen and drink some water.
Everybody is having so much fun out here. How proud as a mayor are you of this city and how all of the fans have handled all of it?
You know, I am so proud. I'm proud that my city just gets to show up as its best self, that my city has a team that exemplifies good sportsmanship and everything that it takes to truly be a champion, not just on the court, but off the court. The Warriors do incredible things in the community, things that not everybody even always sees. And that's why I love them.
Kevin Durant just gave 4 scholarships to 4 students in the Bay Area to college, so I think that's absolutely amazing. All right, there you go. Golden State Warriors championships, the mayor, of course, Libby Schaaf.
The snail is ready to ride again.
That's what I said.
Beautiful snail.
If you see the snail car, the mayor is not too far behind. Thank you so much. Have fun in the parade. Thanks for talking to me. I love the bling, too. So this was a treat because just a few minutes ago, up there on the roof, we had Kevin Durant up there looking down at the crowd, trying to see what was going on here. So that's exciting.
Yeah. No, the players have been in and out this morning. Everybody is just trying to get their autographs, get their selfies with them. And these guys are just so generous with their smiles and their time. Today is not just their day, it's also the day they recognize that they are celebrating the best fan base in the country, in the NBA, and that is the Dub Nation. I mean, they don't call it Roracle Arena for nothing.
That is true. All right. You know, earlier today, thank you so much, Mayor. Earlier today, I was along the parade route in a golf cart, and I talked to some of the fans. So here's a look. look at the sea of blue and gold out here as all of these people are just prepping. Of course, many with their phones getting ready to post on social media if they can get a signal out here, because there are a lot of cell phones going up right now. And you can see, of course, the marching band right here getting ready. And everybody getting ready. Are you hyped? You can just feel the excitement, all the ticker tape getting ready, lots of masks. Some of these people have been out here since early this morning. We saw people start lining up around 5 this morning. You can see some brooms in the crowd, of course, because the Warriors swept the Cavs in this championship series. It's so many people. So much excitement. We've met fans that have been Warriors fans for 30 plus years, and then we met a fan who was 16 months old, the cutest little baby, all decked out in her Warriors gear. Again, we're at the staging area ready for this parade to start, and if you look very closely, Kristen and Dennis, you can see a bus right there, and on top of that bus, I don't know, maybe there's some Warriors players. We'll go over there and see and check it out.
All right, Michelle, thanks a lot. People know about Chopper 5, but Golf Cart 5 is prominently displayed.
A new addition to the team.
Coverage today, but real quickly touching on Libby Schaaf, I think what's impressive is there's no political animosity regarding the Warriors' eventual departure to San Francisco. It seems to be a very smooth transition, and you've got to credit the Warriors' upper management for that. It's different from the Raiders, who are going to lead to Vegas under less than good circumstances, but the Warriors' transition, as you can see from Libby Schaaf, is fine. Let's go now to Vern Glenn, who spent about 6 hours, maybe less, at the NBA championship finale, Game 4, and he flew right back to the Bay Area. He joins us on his parade route. Vern.
All right, Dennis. Hey, I don't mind being sleep deprived for Game 4, man. That was really, really something. This is my third NBA championship parade in the last 4 years, and you know what? I have fun with these people. In fact, you know what? Hey, you want to see some spirit? I'll show you some spirit. Hey, you guys, we're high five. You ready? Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Woo. Hold them out. Yeah. Yeah. Woo. Yes, sir. Oh, man, that's a little spirit here. These are some folks that got here from as early as 5 o'clock in the morning. In fact, we're going to talk to Bernadette from Benicia. Here's Bernadette. What time did you get here this morning?
We got here at 5 o'clock in the morning.
5 o'clock in the morning. You know, the buses haven't even come by yet, and I don't know if I'm a guy. Are you just kind of on adrenaline a little bit?
Oh my gosh, meeting Cady would be a dream come true.
Kevin Durant?
Kevin Durant.
What do you think he would do if he came off the bus right now?
I'm going to hug him. I'm going to run out and hug him.
Well, you have to get on my shoulders to be able to hug him, because he's up there. That's 7 feet.
I know. But that would be a dream come true. He's my favorite Warrior.
Is he?
Yes.
Okay, well, he's a favorite of a lot of the fans that are out here in the streets here on Broadway. Hey, Dennis, that's just a little taste. We're coming back with a little bit more. But for now, back to you in studio.
All right, thanks, Vern. We are just a couple of minutes away from the start of the ceremony. We'll have much more live coverage of the Parade of Champions right after this break.
Straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, button the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just keep
pedaling. Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, you ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal.
You're watching the Parade of Champions, Strength in Numbers.
And welcome back to our live coverage of the Golden State Warriors Parade of Champions. We are just moments away from the pre-parade ceremony, where we'll be hearing from some of the players, and you can see live here on your screen the Cal Marching Band getting things started. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kristen Ayers.
I'm Dennis O'Donnell. After the ceremony, the players will load up on buses. The parade will begin. We are covering the route from all angles, from the start on 11th and Broadway until the end at 13th and Oak Street. This year's parade is designed to be more interactive for fans. Jumbotrons are set up all along the route. Some fans will even get a chance to ask the players questions. That'll be interesting. Employees will be handing out microphones. Be careful.
That's going to be interesting. I am very curious to see how that plays out. I like the interaction, though. That was sort of the whole point here, is to kind of not necessarily do the rally where a lot of people never even get up close enough to see the players, but to actually give them a chance to kind of see them, talk to them, and interact as they're passing by.
This is really a true fan appreciation day, and we talk about looking at a dynasty. This is too. I really feel, Kristen, that the Warriors are just in the middle of potentially what could be a great dynasty. You know, Kerr has reservations when asked about the comparison to the Celtics, because the Celtics won 11 NBA titles in the 50s and 60s. More like the Chicago Bulls, who won 6 titles in 8 years. That is the potential of this Warriors basketball team.
I could see it happening. I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves here, but, you know, you see the love out there. You see how well they're playing. You see how they are with Kevin Durant, and it truly is amazing to watch and amazing to see this parade today. That ceremony is just about to get started. Let's go ahead and listen in just a minute here. We'll be hearing from the players themselves. Here you go, the Parade of Champions.
First playoff game. Dream of playing in the playoffs, so my first one. I'm with an experienced group, so I'm confident, and I'm thankful to be a part of this journey.
Back to Andre. He'll dunk it with 2 hands. Blocked by Looney. David Webb goes up and slams it down. Thompson wide open. Yes. Nick Young is alone for 3. Curry out to the right. Saw the shot clock with 1. Fading away from 35. It goes home. Durant for 3. Way downtown. The Warriors start to celebrate. The one-time darlings are now a dynasty. The Golden State Warriors have won back-to-back NBA championships, and they have won 3 of the last 4 NBA titles.
Does it look like I'm living? 3-time champ. Did it with a great group. Back to back.
Welcome to the 2018 NBA Championship celebration for your Golden State Warriors. Now, our host, the voice of the Golden State Warriors, Bob Fitzgerald.
How we doing today? Everybody all right? You know, they say in life, don't worry about the destination, just enjoy the journey. Except the Warrior journey always ends in this destination for a parade. And while we have the 2 football teams and we have the 2 baseball teams, we've got 1 basketball team, the best one on the planet. And you think of, from Stockton to the state's capital, from Monterey all the way to the East Bay, from San Jose and the city by the bay to the town, it's all Warriors ground. And these are the special days. So let's think about this. I'm going to give you one number to think about. That's 411. These guys have played 411 games in the last 4 years. They've put 5 seasons into the last 4. And they've gone 328 and 83. You know who else has done that? Nobody. Nobody. So enjoy it and appreciate it. This team, despite injuries, despite losing key guys at the time, all during the year. Definitely the most struggle we've had for a title. Winning 58 games as the best scoring team, the best shooting team, the best three-point shooting team, the best free throw team, the best team in block shots, third in field goal percentage defense. They still defended the title. Now, a little bit different today. We don't have any politicians, and we don't have to worry about any sponsors. We're going to talk about people that really make it work. The Warrior players, the Warrior owners, the coaches, but to the point I've never seen, not only in terms of all our employees and the staff here, we got people hanging from buildings to be part of this. And I just talked to all your bosses. Take the day off, all right? Now, our team president, I think I just got in trouble for that. Our team president, Rick Welts, he's been in the league for 40 years. He's going into the Hall of Fame later this summer. And when he was asked after 40 years in the NBA, what does it take for a successful franchise? 3 words: ownership, ownership, and ownership. So let's bring up the owner of the Golden State Warriors, Joe Lacob. So rather than speeches, we're going to have a few little Q&A today. And I want to think about a man who bought this team, got up in front of God and everyone, pointed to a banner at Oracle and said, "That's a lonely banner. We want another one." That banner's got a little more company coming already.
It does, and it just makes me so happy that we're able to achieve our goals, our dreams, and get to this point where we could just continue adding these banners. And just spoke to Kevin Durant down there. He said, we're going to keep doing it.
Tell me what it's like to realize the Sports Business Journal says you have the franchise of the year. That's business-wise. You have the best basketball team. Oh, by the way, you're going to spend over $1 billion on a new arena. And you're doing this all at the same time. When do you ever sleep?
Not a lot. I got up this morning, make sure I got my basketball in, and have to do that. And yesterday was a long day on the arena. So you're right. We don't sleep because we have a job to do, which is to become, well, we have become, but to continue to be the best basketball organization on the planet.
Do you have time on a day like today to reflect that 328 and 83? With 4 trips to the finals and 3 championships. Not Russell Celtics, not Michael's Bulls, not Duncan Spurs, not Magic's Lakers. The Warriors with the best 4-year run ever in this league. I mean, do you ever sit back, take a deep breath, and think about that?
I don't think about it too much, Bob, but I will say it's been said the last few days about that. It's an amazing stat. In fact, we've played enough playoff games to be for another season. 83 is it, or something like that, over the last several years, and it is really amazing. I mean, it's now beyond even my expectations, which are pretty high. So it's we're very proud of our organization, our players, and our fans who have really driven us to these heights.
When you said post-championship, I didn't expect this kind of success, but I dreamed about it. And it's important to dream. It's important to set that goal. I call it agitate for excellence, to be the best, everything the Warriors can be and everything they do. Was this dream what you wanted? Is this the ultimate realization of that?
Well, winning a championship is really the most important thing, right? That's what, this is sports. That's what we're trying to do. And we got the first one that was very, very special. We went on and got a second one, you know, after getting Cady on the team, and that was incredibly special. There was a lot of pressure. Of course, we all know last year to do that. But this year was the hardest of all. And I think the only thing you can do is just set these goals and to have these dreams to begin with, and then just do everything you can. And that just speaks to the perseverance of our players and our coaches and our entire organization. They were able to grind it out, because that's really what it was like this year. It was hard. It was really hard to do what these guys did, and I think you all are, right? We're all so proud of them.
Finish up with a final thought for the fans. I mean, we began the season going to China. This team has become global, worldwide, where you see the Warrior logo, the Warrior gear. You went to China and they were calling you boss man. They even knew who the owner was with the random fans. Give a shout out to the fans of Domination. on this day, the third title in 4 years?
Well, I just want to say, you know, everyone says when you go to another arena, we have the greatest fans in the world. And, you know, for them, maybe that's true. But if you really take a step back and look at it, we do have the greatest fans in the world. Our fans have been loyal for so many years, and we deserve this. These guys have worked hard to do it. We go to China, people there call me boss man, all that stuff, whatever, it doesn't matter. We deserve it. Our players have done it. Thank you also for all your help along the way.
Give it up for Joe Lacob. All right, are we ready to meet the basketball operations, the coaches, and your 2017-18 defending NBA World Champions? Here they are, the Golden State Warriors.
Introducing the best coaching staff in the NBA. Willie Green. Chris DeMarco. Bruce Frazier. Jaron Collins. Mike Brown. Ron Adams. And head coach Steve Kerr. Please welcome President of Basketball Operations and General Manager, Bob Myers. And now, your Golden State Warriors. Number 15, Damian Jones. Number 4, Quinn Cook. Number 6, Nick Young. Number 3, David West. Number 27, Zaza Pachulia. Number 1, JaVale McGee. Number 0, Patrick McCaw. Number 5, Kevon Looney. Number 34, Sean Livingston. Number 2, Jordan Bell. Number 9, Andre Iguodala. Number 23, Draymond Green. Number 11, Klay Thompson. Number 35, Kevin Durant.
And now, where is that Larry O'Brien trophy? And one guy to bring it out.
Number 30, Steph Curry.
Give it up for the world champions one more time. All right, so we got to bring up Bob Myers and Steve Kerr to get this thing started. A couple housekeeping notes. Bob wore his parade sweats as he got dressed today, if you've seen those. And he also came up with Nick Young's outfit. So give it up for Bob Myers. Bob and Steve, step up front and center here for a sec. Now, Steve Kerr, you see, is this well-spoken, humble, incredibly bright person. But the first parade we ever had, he immediately said, None of you have parade experience. Back off and let me handle everything. He's been through 8 of these now. The rings only not in the pinkies? Are those the last 2 that you have to grab?
Toes. I think I'm going to go with the toes instead.
Put this year in perspective. You've called it the most difficult of the 3. Why so? And just a couple markers for this season.
It was difficult because we've been doing it for a few years now, and it just gets tougher as you go along. And so the journey was a long one, but these guys were amazing. They turned it up during the playoffs, and just the competitive fight they have is incredible. And the last couple of months made it all worth it.
Now for Bob Myers, 2-time Executive of the Year, 3 championships, and a 3-week-old baby. And the question is, when did you ever have time to have a baby?
Halftime of Game 3 of the... That's actually when I got the text. We were up against Houston. My wife said, "You think you're going to win?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "All right, let's just have the baby now." So...
But when you think of being the Executive of the Year, I always wondered, how do you draft these guys? How do you find these guys? How do you put this team together and work so well with Steve? And then I heard you tell Kevin Durant he can have whatever contract he wants next year.
Yeah, that was just for the media. He can't have anything like that at all.
Mid-level.
Yeah, mid-level, behind closed doors.
Because I think last year you told Steph he could have any contract he wants too.
Yeah.
So
well, yeah, that was different. He's been here from the run, the way before days. He's earned it.
And there ended the Warriors' cohesion right there.
And
that's when it began. The first fissure.
Put it in perspective, Bob, as a Bay Area guy, seeing this success after 17 out of 18 years not making the playoffs, to see the greatest 4-year run, 328 and 83. And do you ever sit back, take a deep breath? I asked Joe this, and just marvel at that success?
I wish I did that more. I mean, growing up here, it's 1 championship would have been enough for our, I don't know how you guys feel, but I never thought we'd have any parades. Joe did, though. Joe called it. I remember watching Joe on TV. He said, "We're going to add to that lonely banner." And I kind of thought, no, we're not. But we've added 3, which is hard to believe.
Steve, you said this year was so difficult, not only with injuries, but you kept telling the guys kind of the same thing. It's, hey, we don't turn the ball over. Let's play better defense. Let's defend this championship. And they might have said, we've heard from you enough. So you let them coach 1 game. That was pretty phenomenal in its own right. They coached themselves very well. How did you gather this for the parade push? Because the playoff basketball looked like elite Warrior basketball that we've become accustomed to.
Well, these guys, they're almost like a racehorse that knows it's the home stretch, and the playoffs started, and I knew we were going to be okay. The first game of the playoffs against San Antonio, the defense was unbelievable, and that's the key to our team. So what they did in terms of bringing the energy and the competitiveness from the start in the playoffs just turned everything around.
All right, guys, give a final shout out to the fans of Dub Nation.
Thanks, everybody. Thank
you. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, you guys can sit there. You're much taller than me. I'm going to stand in front of Cady before his Warrior exit. I want to enjoy as much time with him as possible. Steph, we'll smooth Bob over later on. Any contract you want, Kev, I promise. Steph, how was this year different than the 2 previous? Everybody's talked about how difficult it was. Obviously, getting you back from injury. The Warriors had the 4 All-Stars play in only 41 of the 82 games, and yet still came together at the right time. How was this year have a different feel?
I mean, pretty much described every part of the journey. Injuries, the challenge of trying to motivate yourself and get hype for a 4th year in a row chasing a trophy. And we have amazing IQ guys. We got great chemistry. We got a deep hunger knowing that when the lights are bright, we show up. And it all kind of came together at the right time down the stretch of the playoffs. And now we're here celebrating another championship. So it was a special year for sure.
For Klay Thompson, the line of the postseason is, I never knew you used your ankle so much to play basketball. That's and yet you played through a couple significant injuries because you said you didn't want to miss it, that you wanted to continue to play with these guys. And Game 6 elimination games seemed to be your thing. Well, what will you remember from this year?
Just the journey. And I'll remember the downs more, honestly, just because they made the victory that much sweeter. And even, you know, the ankle, the knee, the thumb, whatever, it's like a badge of honor because if you win that championship, it's all worth it. And, yeah, like I said, just the journey, man. It was long. And it's been like a 4 year, it's been like a blur these last 4 years. But if you end it with this every time, you can't complain.
Steph, you and Klay both always have that unshakable confidence in shooting. No matter what has happened on the prior shot, you're going to take that next shot. Did it ever waver down to Houston that, wait a minute, we got to win 6, we got to win on the road 7, we still got to get to the finals? What was it within the team that had that kind of inner belief that you were going to get it done?
I mean, we usually respond when our back's against the wall, and that was a situation we haven't been in. Any combination of guys on the stage, and to have to win two in a row without having home court advantage, just to get to the finals, let alone trying to win a championship. We had so much confidence in ourselves, no matter how the series had went up until that point, that we could turn it around, and obviously we did. So. Like Klay said, all the work that you put into it, and the blood, sweat, and tears that you leave out on the floor, regular season, training camp, into the playoffs, that all shows up at the right time, and that's what happened.
Klay, it's brought up the friendships between you guys and the way you get along as a team. I want photos of you and Zaza fishing. That's the next thing that I want to see. I've seen China Klay, I've seen Comic Klay, I've seen Shooting Klay. I've not seen Klay on the high seas. I'm waiting to see that.
It's a good sight to see.
What is it about this chemistry and the camaraderie that makes this team so special? Because it's real, it's legit. The amount of fun you have, Steve talks about joy, and it's palpable when you guys play basketball.
I mean, I think all of us just enjoy playing the game, and no one ever complains. That's the beauty of it. Guys will not play a whole series and then come out the next series and make a huge impact. I mean, you know, look at guys like JaVale. I mean, Quinn Cook. We had almost the whole team hurt. He came in. Kevon Looney. This man, you know, barely had any playoff experience. He's blocking people at the rim. I can go down the list. So it wasn't just us four. It was everyone behind us as well who had huge contributions throughout the whole year.
Finish up with a Splash Brothers message to Domination of the fans. Give them a thought on the way out.
I mean, we're champs again. It's great to be back here. It's great to bring Larry home, and kind of like Bob said, never really imagined that we would be having 1 parade, let alone 2, now 3. But this is for you guys. This is what why it's so special to be playing in the Bay Area in front of you fans, all of Dub Nation. So we appreciate your support. And we're going to try to get greedy and go get some more, so appreciate it.
Klay, you got a thought?
Yeah, what Steph said.
So for Draymond Green and Kevin Durant, we saved the best for last here. If you remember Draymond in the first parade, he got near the ledge, so we have him seated away from the ledge. But you have said you want to be known as one of the ultimate winners. So I came up a little number for you. 4,200 guys have played NBA basketball. 73 have won 3 championships or more. That's less than 2%. 5 of those 73 dudes are Golden State Warriors, and you are one of them. The ultimate winner.
That's pretty special. That's pretty good.
You didn't need to Google yourself. I wanted to give you that info directly.
Appreciate that.
Steve calls you the heartbeat. There was an interesting kind of puzzle on would the elite championship defense be there in the playoffs when it mattered. And about 3 minutes into the Spurs game 1, I said, Draymond is so locked in, he's guarding the whole Spurs team by himself. I think the elite defense is here. Where's that energy come from? And in the playoffs, ratcheting it up, how do you do that all the time?
I mean, I think, as competitors, we all look forward to that moment to compete for a championship, although it may not seem like that at times throughout the regular season where it can get long and grueling. We look forward to that. And, I mean, as far as the defense goes, like Steve said, that's why our team is made at. It allows us to get out in transition. It kills the confidence of other teams. I think, everybody think my defense is great. I think it's pretty good, but I have a lot of defensive breakdowns out there thinking by myself, and these guys cover up for me, so I can't act like it's just me, out there making everything go. We all work out together, and that's how our defense is so great.
Kevin, you talked about year 2 being different than year 1, having a different feel, like someone releasing a second album after a mega hit the first time around. What will you take from the back-to-back championships for Kevin Durant, other than another kind of K dagger in Cleveland to put him away?
Like Klay said, I think it's just a journey, just being around these guys every day. I see these guys more than I see my family, so I feel like we built a nice bond over the last few years, and it's only getting stronger and stronger, and it showed on the basketball court. So I just, flights, the bus rides, the shoot-arounds, breakfast meetings, all that stuff, that's the best part of the year, and then to get here just caps it all off. So it's just a special year, just getting to know each and every one of my teammates even better.
It's hard to ask an elite player what's the best game you ever played, but when you think about in the finals, your Splash Brothers are 7 of 27, and they're hurting in a game, and you need scoring, so you kick in 43. And Draymond needs help rebounding because he's fighting off the Cavs with Kavan and other guys, and you just grab 13. And then you need some assists, so you just crank out and dish out 8. I mean, is that in the biggest stage, is that the greatest game you've ever played in your life?
It was a fun game. I felt like we just helped each other do everything. When guys weren't making shots, I think we just picked each other up in other areas, and when we defended, we did it as one. And we rebounded, we did it as one. I didn't box out hard every time. Draymond was doing that. That allowed us to go grab rebounds, along with Looney, along with JaVale, all the bigs. They allowed us to come in there and get rebounds. So I think we just did everything together and was able to walk out of there with a W.
So Draymond, people want to know in Game 6 or Game 7 at halftime, trailing, the voices, the leadership of Sean Livingston. I heard Klay was doing talking. He doesn't normally talk. Is that there's a comfort level with the whole roster of different guys stepped to the forefront and said, let's stay together, let's get this done. So it isn't always Steve's voice. Give us, the fans, just a little idea of 6 and 7 and just what you went through at halftime of those games.
Oh, man, those games, you definitely heard everyone's voice. It wasn't just one guy. Obviously, like you said, the one that stood out most was Klay. He doesn't talk much at all. And those 2 games, he probably talked more than anyone, but I mean, that's just the type of competitor that he is. That's why he can play on a high ankle sprain or whatever it was he's playing on in the finals, because he just wants to win. And, those 2 games, as much as he talked, like, that just shows it right there alone, that, that's the only thing that matters to him and everybody up here, which is why we've had the success we've had.
All right, I'll finish up with very few teams ever sweep in the finals. It's kind of historic. How important was that to you guys with the sweep to leave the exclamation mark on that?
That's a mood. It's definitely a mood, for sure.
And Kevin, for you, a thought to the fans. You fit in perfectly. We want you back at any contract you would like for any amount in any years.
Why was that even a discussion? Why were you even talking about that? Yeah, for sure. We want to do this thing again. All the love and support. We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
If we could have the 2017-2018 Golden State Warriors get front and center, it's time for that archival team picture. Give it up for the champions. Get on in the middle. Nick, get up there. Get the cameras ready. 2017, 2018, 3 out of 4, back-to-back your world champion Golden State Warriors.
And you are watching live coverage of the Golden State Warriors Championship Parade.
And it's just wrapping up, and I don't think there's any parade like the first parade. I remember 1982, after the 49ers won their first Super Bowl, the Giants in 2010, that parade, and the Warriors' first parade a couple of years ago. The spontaneity, the uniqueness of it is something tremendous. And I thought that they were a little subdued on that stage, and sometimes I feel like, hey, give Draymond the mic and let him MC and add a lot of vitality to it. I thought the players were pretty reserved.
I think we would all like to see Draymond just take the mic and go wild. He did it. You know, he's done it in the past, you know, and he comes out with his flashy shirts where he's trolling, you know, LeBron James or the Cavaliers, and that's what he's done in the past. But today, you know, they really focused on talking about that teamwork and talking about the bond that the team has, which is essentially what got them there. We talk about that slogan, strength in numbers, over and over again, but it really is true with this team.
Yeah, that's true. But it looked like a team that talked and reacted like they've been at this parade before.
And they have a couple times now.
So like I say, a little subdued, but still, the third World Championship celebration matching the Giants of this decade. Think about what we have seen. 3 from the San Francisco Giants, now 3 from the Golden State Warriors. And you know what, Kristen? This decade isn't over yet. This team is favored to win the NBA championship in 2019, and of course the year after that they move into the Chase Center. So the core group of players is intact. Kevin Durant is going to re-sign.
Hey,
okay, let's just take that off the table.
He's doing it.
The question is, does it 1 year, 2 years, longer? We'll see, but this is just the beginning.
We are in a golden era, and at a golden parade, this is a live look from the start of that route. The players are going to go from that stage to loading onto those buses, and the route will have several opportunities for players to interact with the fans. And this is a look at where the parade will end at Oak and 13th Streets in downtown Oakland. After the parade, the Warriors are expected to have a private party at the Oakland Museum. Let's check back in with Mackovic at the start of that route. That is where the players are starting to load onto the buses. Ann.
Yeah, the crowd is getting a little restless here at 11th and Broadway in downtown Oakland, because that entire ceremony that you just saw, that was performed about 3 blocks behind me, away from public view, and we don't have any jumbotrons around here. So the fans have just been waiting for the folks that you just saw talk to hopefully come very soon by the parade route here. So this is 11th Street behind me. We had the stage that you just saw the players at 3 blocks down, and beyond that is the buses. That is where the buses are getting ready. The players are going to get on those buses, and we got to look closer at those buses earlier. These are these double-decker buses, and a lot of the times the players ride on top, and they each have them decked out the way they want them. They each have their own special brand of champagne, whatever they enjoy at that point. Some of them have, you know, a DJ on board and a lot of family members, so it's their own traveling party, which they are now ramping up for. And once they board those buses, then it's game on here. Then the parade will begin. It's going to start here, though, with the Cal Marching Band that you can see here on Broadway, and then around the corner will come the rest of the parade participants. So it's really getting hot out here. The fans are waiting to see what they came for. Some of them have been waiting here for more than 6 hours at this point. So excitement getting to a fever pitch in downtown Oakland at this point as we wait for the Warriors. And again, the hope is that some of them are going to get off the buses, those double-decker buses that we just saw, and mix it up with some of the fans. That would be a dream come true for some of the people that we've spoken with here this morning. So we'll watch it all live. Back to you guys.
I like Joe Lacob's comments on the podium. And he was, you know, they bought this Warrior team for $450 million, which at the time was a top paid for an NBA franchise. And Forbes came out earlier this year listing the top values of NBA franchises: the Knicks, the Lakers, and then the Golden State Warriors. Warriors now valued at $3.1 billion.
What a bargain.
Yeah.
What a bargain. We can check back in with Michelle Griego now. She's riding along the route on that golf cart. You've been kind of seeing the sights, cruising around, having a blast down there, Michelle?
Okay, I can't hear what anyone's saying right now, but it's okay because behind me, you see everybody lined up here ready for this parade to start. These guys right here who are out here. So you're walking in the parade?
We're in the parade today.
How did that happen?
That beautiful woman right there. That's my wife.
Hi. Oh, yay. Okay. All right, so this is exciting because you're following the marching band who's going to lead this all off. So how did you get this spot? What is this all about? Why are you here?
We walked in. We're here with the Warriors. We're
right place, right time.
Warriors employees, and we're just having a blast.
All right. Have you been a longtime Warriors fan?
Oh, ever since the early 80s.
Yeah. So what do you think of this team?
Oh, they're incredible. They're the best.
Dynasty. It's a dynasty, right?
That's the word we've heard.
Right? You can't get any better, right?
4 more championships to go.
I've put 4 or 5. Hey, you know what? We'll get Draymond signed. We'll get Klay signed. We'll take Cady again. And you know what? Why don't we sign Kerr as well? We're good to go.
You know, why not? I mean, we'll just take Cady, MVP, I guess.
Hey, you know, it's West Coast, not it's the East Coast. It's all, you know, we got our time right now, right?
Well, there you go. All the fans here. And look at them. They are lined up. A lot of these people came at like 5 o'clock this morning. Very excited to see their favorite players on the buses here. Who are you excited to see today?
Durant.
Kevin Durant, that's your guy? He's your MVP, huh? Steph? You're a Steph fan?
Steph Curry.
All right. What do you like about Steph so much?
Oh, he's the best shooter in the world.
Best shooter in the world. What do you think about all of what happens off court, too? A lot of people love them for that.
Well, you know, he helped a lot of people in the community.
Yeah, that's a good thing. All right, thank you so much. How long have you been here?
We've been here since before 7 o'clock.
Before 7 o'clock, so pretty early. We talked to some people who were asleep down there because they had been here since 5.
This is all that was left when we got here, so you got to get here real early.
What is it like to watch your favorite team win 3 times in 4 years?
It's the best feeling in the world. We made all the waiting definitely worth it. It's incredible. We're so proud of them, and these are our people. We all family. Y'all should keep them here.
You want the Warriors to stay in the East?
Yes. How could you not have the Warriors in Oakland? They belong here. They're our Warriors. It won't be right when they move to San Francisco. And everybody that's a Warriors fan knows that.
Well, it is a debate that we've heard time and time again. What is not up for debate is how much this team is loved. And it's not just one player, although we always hear about Steph Curry and Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson. It's about the team as a whole, and that's what Coach Steve Kerr always says as well. So we were just in the staging area, and we actually saw Kevin Durant. He was on the roof of a building looking down at the crowds, which is pretty exciting, especially because the parade's about to start. We also talked to E40 and G-Eazy, who are from the Bay Area.
Look at all these spirits out here, good people, man. We all rocking and rolling.
Makes you proud of the Bay Area?
Definitely proud of the Bay Area. Being from Vallejo, you know what I'm saying, I represent the whole Bay Area, though. I love it all, you know what I'm saying? It's town business right now, so we out here.
And G-Eazy, what brings you out?
Man, I'm home. I had to come home for this. It's big.
How exciting is this?
Hell yeah, this is legendary, man. 3 championships in 4 years. It's dynasty.
And then I was kind of pushed out of the way by all of the fans of E40 and G-Eazy. Obviously, they wanted to get a picture. That's okay. But they are huge fans as well. I saw E40 board one of the buses, so we'll see him along the parade route as well. Again, look at all the sea of blue and gold out here. And the marching band from Cal, pretty exciting. It's going to be a cool way to kick off the parade. Back to you guys.
Michelle, E40 is not a bandwagon fan, right? You know, E40 was courtside for a lot of those basketball games, so he was here at the beginning. Can't blame them for being a bandwagon fan.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't get much more Oakland than that, I got to say. There we are in
Exactly.
Oakland.
By the way, the person that Michelle interviewed, in regards to the Warriors leaving, there's a lot of animosity there for Warrior fans who stood by that team when they were losers for 17, 18 years, whatever the number was. And I feel bad for those people because Chase Center is going to be a very expensive place to see a basketball game. The demographic is going to be changed economically.
Absolutely.
So you feel for those fans, but you see the upside in San Francisco with a brand new arena, only major city in the United States that does not have an arena. So I see the good, but I feel for the people of Oakland.
Absolutely. The people of Oakland still look at it and think it's town business, as you heard that man say right there. We'll be taking a short break here while the players get into position, and we will be right back with more live coverage as the Parade of Champions begins.
We're all in the same business, but we all have different jobs. I will always have your back. Family comes first.
In Judge Judy's court,
you only have one chance to make a first impression.
one side of the story is never enough.
What are you, nuts?
One big mouth gets you in big trouble.
Trust me, you are done.
And one dumb question brings an answer that smarts.
You left out a word. Stupid.
No wonder you've made her America's favorite judge.
I'm not just a pretty face.
There's only one Judge Judy.
This is my playpen.
Judge Judy, weeknights at 7:30 on KPIX5.
There are oceans and rocks, places where fish swim and birds fly.
You're watching the Parade of Champions, Strength in Numbers.
Welcome back to our live coverage of the Golden State Warriors Parade of Champions. And the parade is just getting underway. And Ann Mackovic said earlier that the people on the parade route could not see or hear what was going on during the speeches. So that's a little frustrating from their perspective. So I'm sure they're anxious to see some basketball players.
Absolutely. It's definitely a different vibe than it was last year. And in the past, you know, the other two Warriors parades as well, where you had all the excitement and hype, you know, the ticker tape parade leading up to something and getting to that big rally at the end that was completely unpredictable. You had the players and you know, the team coming out and speaking to the crowd. And so that's missing a little bit here, but we hear that there will be some interaction from the players as they come down the route. And normally they just sort of pass through. You know, they hoist the trophy, they wave to the fans. Occasionally you'll see a Draymond or somebody jump down and go high-five the crowd. Today we're supposed to see a little bit more of that interaction. And down on the parade route is Ken Bastida. He is live along Broadway, right in the midst of that crowd. Ken?
Yeah, how you guys doing back at the studio? You know, you're right. They couldn't hear what was going on, and but people out here were very patient. They showed up. They've been out here since sometimes 4 o'clock in the morning, some folks. This is where they're going to come down Broadway right here, and you can see just thousands and thousands of people have been waiting patiently. These folks over here on this side of the street are all in the sunshine, and then on the other side of the street, they're still in a little bit of shade back over here. but it has been a long wait for a lot of folks. They showed up, like I say, in the wee hours of the morning and are still here waiting patiently. Now, we're told that the parade is underway, but it's going to take a little while to reach this part of Broadway, although people have been waiting. So you guys have been waiting how long?
For hours.
You've been waiting for hours. Who here predicted that it would go 4? That it'd be a sweep?
Right here, look, you see 4 right here. You see 4 right here.
4 right there, okay. So you guys have been waiting here for hours and hours and hours. I hear that the players may be getting out in this area and actually coming up to meet some of you guys. Now you did this all by yourself.
I did.
Tell me about it.
I designed it and then I ordered it from Walgreens for them to print it. Shout out to Walgreens! Shout out to Walgreens!
Walgreens. Hey, do you guys see this? Let me see this. So this is what they've been doing, is taking a ball like this and throwing it around, and I just pop it into the crowd like that. And so it's been a ball out here, no pun intended. So yeah, the players are going to get out. They're going to walk around a little bit, and they're going to be actually up close and personal with their fans. And I saw, who did I see here? I saw Draymond Green. There he is. There's Draymond right here. Draymond's here already, and he's working the crowd. So is Klay. Klay's back here. There's Klay. You brought Klay.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite player?
Draymond Green.
Who's that?
Draymond Green.
Draymond Green's your favorite? Well, how come?
Because he, yeah.
Just because he's cool, huh? Yeah, I know. What's that?
Thompson and Curry.
Thompson and Curry? How come you like Thompson and Curry?
Because they're not playing basketball.
Let me see your front teeth. What happened? Are they gone?
Yeah.
Did your couple teeth pop out? But they're coming in, right?
Yeah.
Try to get the ball.
Okay.
Try to get the ball.
All right. Here we go. We'll send the ball back into the crowd on this side. Here we go, and back on this one. All right, back to you guys.
Right.
Too much fun out there.
Having too much fun and asking all the important questions as well about, the teeth and getting the game started and all that. Let's go back out to Netta Iranpour. She's along Lakeside Drive, and it's just heating up and heating up out there, isn't it, Netta?
Yes, it sure is getting hot out here, and a lot of fans are making it even more hot because we are seeing this crowd build and build. Here we are along the parade route, 17th and Lakeside. You see Lake Merritt on the other side, and all kinds of blue and gold. There are a lot of gold-blooded people out here. They are very excited. Now, I want to talk to you because you were out here since earlier, and you were really excited to get this.
Yes, I was. I want to get the attention of the Warriors. So, hey!
That should get their attention. Who are you hoping stops by to say hi?
So, Sean Livingston, that's one of my favorite players. I just want to be like, come on, it's me. So, yeah.
Amazing, yeah. What about you? Who are you hoping to say hi to?
Draymond Green. Hey.
The fans are all here excited to meet the players. They may or may not stop by and say hi. And these guys have been out here in your jerseys. Let's see the back of them. Who are your favorite players? We got Durant and Curry represented here. You guys are too cute. Yes, so everyone's trying to get up front. As soon as the parade passes, everyone's going to get pretty loud. It's hot, right?
Yes, it's very hot.
But you're covered in a flag.
Yeah, we have flags today. Vintage flags, yeah.
There's a lot of swag going on here. So let's take you down the sidewalk real quick just to show you what these fans are among other fans. But look at this. They're selling all kinds of hats and T-shirts and food and popsicles. I got to say, it's pretty toasty. How are you keeping from getting too hot?
Really hard today. But enjoy myself.
You're enjoying yourself. Of course you are. I do like the cover.
Yeah.
It's a good color. And yes, the barricades are up. Of course, this is the parade route. This is part of it, right across from Lake Merritt. Hi, ladies. Where are you coming from?
San Jose.
Nice. Represent. How did you get here?
Bart.
Smart. That's how we got here from San Francisco. Good idea. But yes, it was a lot of blue and gold on Bart.
Yes, and we were pumping music.
The Warriors song,
it was
all of it.
Good. It's worth it. And what are you hoping you see out here today?
Oh my gosh. I don't even know.
Everyone. The crowd going wild.
Yeah, excited to be around a bunch of people that like the Warriors, so it's going to be cool.
It is. Have you been a longtime fan or a recent fan?
Longtime fan.
Okay, we love to see that. Thank you, ladies. Enjoy. Yeah, this whole area, we've seen people get more and more crowded, of course, more and more people lining up. So we had front row, now second, third. People have their chairs laid out. These guys have been here since 5:30, 6 o'clock this morning. And Celeste, I saw you earlier trying to hide from the sunshine. How do you feel about this weather right now?
It's really hot. Nothing compared to Arizona, though. Yeah, it's really hot, but I'm still here supporting all the basketball players. It's pretty cool. It's a good experience. It's something new, and it's pretty cool.
What are you looking forward to seeing the most?
Well, Curry, but I heard that he wasn't going to come out, so it's okay.
You never know. There's been a lot of surprises. You never know. Yeah, a lot of these guys, of course, hope that the players come out and say hi. That would be a dream for them, just even to get a chance to see them obviously pass by, which it sounds like they will get to do, obviously. This is a good pumped up area. Even across the barricade there, people breaking out to chant just whenever they feel like it. Anyone that comes by on a golf cart, they're screaming Warriors. So the hype is here, that's for sure. We're seeing all kinds of people taking selfies. Are we on your Snapchat right now? Is that what's happening?
We out here. We out here right now. I'm on TV.
You're snapping us while we record you live. We're live right now.
It's Instagram. We live though. We live.
Okay. Yes, this is a moment that you've been waiting for, right?
Right here. All to this day right here.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks so much. All right, we're going to send it back to you in the studio now.
Okay, thanks, Netta. And the parade is finally underway, and you see from our reporters that several fans have different favorite players: Livingston, Curry, Durant, and that is a really reflection, I think, of the Warriors locker room.
I think you're right. I think, well, first of all, it's easy to love these guys. They're amazing at what they do, and just seeing them perform, seeing them play out there, it's incredible. And they're multi-talented, a diversity of talents. Watching them is just, it's magic. It's magic watching them.
And let's take a look at some of the bus shots as we're underway. Klay Thompson and Zaza Pachulia together on one particular bus. And this is the part where the fans can finally interact with the players. They're going to speak to them a little bit. How about Draymond, as he, in years past, gets off the bus, interacts with the fans, because this is their one chance to do it.
Absolutely. And it's an interesting combination to see Klay and Zaza on that bus. We know Klay's coming back. We don't know whether Zaza's coming back. There's a possibility that we could see him doing his last parade.
Yeah, I don't think Zaza's coming back. My guess is he's not coming back. Durant is due for Klay is due for an extension in the neighborhood of $102 million, but he could wait and get the maximum of a 5-year, $188 million. There is Klay Thompson right now. So Klay's got a little decision to make, but here's the thing about Klay Thompson. It's not about the money, right? He knows what kind of situation he has here. He's a really low-key guy, but I think in many ways, Klay Thompson sort of came out of his shell this year. He was a great interview, more introspective than I ever heard him before. And by the way, Kristen, he signed an $80 million endorsement with a Chinese shoe company. So it's not about the money. It's about his long-term success. And his father, Michael, played in the NBA. I could see this guy staying his entire career with the Warriors.
And, we sort of saw him just there for a moment. He had a megaphone in his hand. This is all part of this new sort of interactive parade where they actually give a couple of megaphones out to some of the players so they can actually talk to the fans as they're moving along. So we may see that as we're going through. We'll actually see them talking to the fans. And apparently these microphones are going to be handed out, and some of the fans will be able to talk back to them. But, hey, maybe that's another sign of him coming out of his shell, interacting with the fans with that huge megaphone there.
It's interesting that in the post-game locker room, especially in the playoffs, it's a zoo in there, right? And you start with about 10 reporters, and it ends up being about 40, 50, or 100 in terms of the NBA final Game 4. but these guys are front and center. It always begins with Sean Livingston. I call him the professor of the locker room because he thinks about the questions you're asking. He answers them. They're not stock answers. And then that kind of trickles down. And I think it's just a fun locker room for me to cover over the years, and especially this year.
Absolutely. And I think what we are seeing here, I'm not sure if this is the Cal band that we're seeing right here. So they're going to be kicking off this parade. You can see some of that confetti coming down right now, but they're obviously out there getting the crowd jazzed up as if they needed to. And we heard from Ann a little bit earlier that each of the players will independently have whatever they need on their bus, whether it's a DJ, whatever specific type of champagne they want.
No, I don't know about the specific type of champagne. I think the $1,200 bottle of champagne was left in Cleveland. You know, they spent $250,000 on champagne on Friday night.
Unbelievable. You know, they deserve it. They deserve it. These guys worked hard all season, and if you're going to pop open some bottles at the end of the night after a long season like that, let it be the expensive
When you won
stuff.
the Emmy this year, do you get $250,000?
No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Laughable.
Right.
Absolutely laughable. But, you know, these guys deserve it. And, you know, they've worked so hard all season. They came close to maybe getting eliminated in that Game 7 in Houston. You know, I think people actually did wonder whether they would be able to pull it off. And here we are at the parade. And you can actually kind of hear some of this, you know, you can hear the noise. You can hear the crowd cheering as the Cal Marching Band gets going. What a fantastic experience. You talked about in Oakland, you know, this sort of dichotomy. The folks who've been cheering on this team for the longest time are now going to see the team move across the bay. But for them to be able to host this parade, this really is a matter of Oakland pride for a lot of people. It's not just a basketball team. It's a mark of pride for this city. And it's a beautiful thing to see them celebrate this in Oakland.
Let's listen in and see where we can hear the fans showing their appreciation.
There we go. Coming down the street, you can definitely hear them loud. I don't know if this rivals Oracle Arena. That certainly is a loud arena, but you can hear them coming down the street right now, and the excitement as the players start to approach, and some of those buses get on the move now.
That's a hype team in the fire engine there. You know, Franco, Finn. Oh, Warriors! The guy who makes all the noise.
Make some noise.
Franco and I emceed an event about 2 months ago. Great guy, but he does a great job getting the crowd fired up with Warrior games, which I honestly think Oakland fans know when to cheer, right?
Absolutely.
I think in so many arenas, you know, it's artificially induced crowd noise and things to get up. You don't need that in Oakland.
No, absolutely not. No, these fans know exactly when to come in and when to get the team going. And if they don't know, you know, they get a signal from the players sometimes who will tell them, hey, get excited, let's get this going. You know, one of the great things about this parade, we've talked about over, you know, the past several seasons, how we've seen that, you know, huge climb in ticket prices, how expensive it is to attend a Warriors game these days. When you come to the parade, you come out for free, you stand there, you're on your feet for a long time waiting for these players to come down, but you really do kind of get the fan experience. You know, like you said, you see the hype team coming out, you see the players themselves. You know, these are things you'd have to pay hundreds or sometimes thousands of dollars to pay to see in the actual arena. And now we're seeing David West coming down the road. Or, no, that's not David West.
That's Klay Thompson.
That's Klay Thompson.
The guy to the right is Zaza Pachulia. And the guy with the megaphone. Let's hear if we can we hear the megaphone when Klay starts talking to the crowd? Okay, apparently we can't. But
we won't be able to hear that.
No.
But like we said,
I heard him.
Could you hear him?
Okay, so there's Sean Livingston and David West. Sean Livingston, I will say, one of the best mid-range shooters in the NBA. made his first 11 shots in the NBA Finals. Thank you, Brian Day. But I only saw him miss one shot in the NBA Finals. Just a terrific stand-up guy.
Absolutely. I love that you call him the professor.
The professor. He's always the first one that goes into the media scrum, and he gives the most logical, sound responses to the question. And of course, David West. And David West is 37 years old. He's been around the block. He got a chance to win his first NBA championship with the Warriors. And you know what? He told the younger players on this team that you have no idea how good you got it, that this organization is very unique. It's unusual because if you go to other teams, maybe you have an ego you got to deal with, a superstar. You know, it's not easy playing with LeBron James, right? Well, in the Warriors organization, they all seem to complement each other in very different ways. And David West brought that veteran presence, the maturity into that locker room, and made players understand how good they got it. Because the grass is not always green.
Absolutely. Teaching a little appreciation there. We have Vern Glenn down on the parade route, just kind of in the mix there. Vern, tell us what it's like down there. It looks amazing. Hey, he's got his broom handy and everything.
That's right, man. Hey, I'm sweeping. Hey, and that's what the Warriors did. Come on. Yeah, I got to practice. Hey, we're getting ready for the first bus to come around. The parade has started. In that first bus will be Klay Thompson and Zaza Pachulia. And this place is just going to get wild when they come on through. If you look over here to my left, here comes the band. Man, this is really, man. The Warriors did plan this right. I mean, this is just terrific. The University of California, Berkeley marching band cascading on down the streets here of Broadway. In fact, any moment now, they're going to come right in front of Rick Villaroman's camera. Oh, and here they go. Let me tell you something, as we send it back, you just can't get entertainment like that anywhere. Take it away, back in studio, Dennis, Kristen.
I saw some of the band members there doing the little shoulder shimmy shake. Was that a little Steph Curry they were channeling there?
Exactly. That's Steph Curry's move that frustrated some of the opposition this year, including LeBron James, but he can back it up, right?
Absolutely. No, he made it count. I mean, hey, that shimmy kind of might have pushed them through.
Actually, I saw Steph Curry in Game 4 when he came to life shooting threes, and I thought he was going to win the MVP. So Bastida and I are tweeting back and forth, and we bet a martini. He went with Kevin Durant as the MVP. I went with Steph Curry's going to get named the MVP of the finals, and of course it was Kevin Durant. So I'm at $15 depending on where we go.
Hey, it was hard to tell this year, but that's a good problem to have. We will be right back with much more Warriors parade coverage coming up in just a minute.
Everybody! That's Big Bang!
watching the Parade of Champions, Strength in Numbers.
Welcome back, everybody. The Parade of Champions is underway. The buses are coming through, and Ann Mackovic, who said earlier the fans could not see or hear what was going on the podium, and they can hear it now, huh?
Yeah, there was a lot of frustration during that original ceremony because they couldn't see the players, but now we certainly can. And the crowd just started going wild because of this guy here behind me. Yeah, he's not the MVP, but he is the MVP of a lot of Warriors fans' hearts. Steph Curry there holding the trophy, the third trophy for the Oakland Warriors in the past 4 years, the second in a row. So this is a moment that is just unprecedented for a lot of fans around here after so many dry years. We are in the total celebration mode here. Dub Nation has come to party. And finally, we're starting to see the players. They're staggering these buses through. Of course, we're watching this one right now, a very, very much anticipated bus. And before that, there's a couple other buses, and then they send a community group through, or some of the back room folks through. So they're sort of, again, staggering the buses and staggering the excitement when it comes to that, because when you see some of these players come, yeah, the crowd goes absolutely nuts. So I think once it gets to the point, I'm going to let you zoom back in on Steph here. Once it gets to the point that he turns the corner and everybody that's along here on Broadway sees what we're dealing with, they're going to go nuts again. This is what people have been waiting for, lined up since 4 in the morning. So, yeah, it's almost been 8 hours for some of these folks. It is hot out here. They are thirsty, but they are thirsty for the Warrior stars, and that is what they're finally getting. So that is just an eclectic atmosphere out here. You can see some of the confetti coming down that periodically squirts out from, I don't know, somewhere, one of these tall buildings, I suppose, and everybody goes nuts. So it's certainly enough to keep everybody going, even in your moment of exhaustion if you have been here all day long. There's Steph, you can see him. He's chill. He's just holding his trophy, you know, like the winner he is, holding down the fort. Steph Curry, of course. I'd be remiss not to mention Patrick McCaw, also in the bus. Each of these buses has 2 or 3 players in it and some coaches as well. And as we were talking about, they sort of have their own rolling. I think that might be Riley. Is that Riley next to him? Her face is being blocked, but, you know, she's getting down. That's exactly what we would expect from that little cutie. And, of course, she's got a sister now to get down with. She's going to have to teach her how it goes. Because, of course, I mean, imagine her life. 3 championships in 4 years. This is a dynasty, folks. And that's, well, many would argue that that is your king there, Steph Curry, waiting on the corner of 11th and Broadway to continue his reign down the parade route today. There was some talk about maybe some of the players getting off of their posts and mixing it up with the fans. We haven't seen that from our vantage point yet, but this is the very beginning of the parade route where I'm standing right now. So maybe they sort of want to wait until they get a little farther along the route. Of course, the fans that you see here are some of the first that lined up, because of the fact that it was the beginning of the route and they were hoping to see people as soon as possible. But we've got Steph Curry's bus and then at least 3 more lined up there behind him. So the party, the rolling party, is going to continue here. I don't know what you guys are seeing from your vantage point. Some of the other players a little bit farther down the parade route.
Yeah, you got several buses behind there. JaVale McGee, Nick Young, and Damian Jones are in the bus behind Steph Curry. So, as you pointed out, fans are finally happy. They get to interact with the players. I do want to show you, take you back into the locker room, Kristen, on Friday night. When I walked in there, I saw Patrick McCaw sitting alone and almost being consoled by Chelsea Lane, the Warrior trainer. And I thought this was a really emotional Warrior locker room, more so than it has been in the past. And McCaw, who you see the Larry O'Brien trophy right there, And McCaw is being consoled by Chelsea Lane, the Warrior trainer. And he had to endure a spinal injury this year, missed a good deal of the city. He did not speak with the media, but we were all around him wondering what was going on. But it was an emotional scene for many players. I saw a lot of tears of joy there, and this was almost a sense of relief for that young basketball player who is only 22 years old, 2 years in the NBA, and a future with Golden State is actually uncertain.
And we all remember seeing that injury happen earlier in the season and the reaction that he had as he was down there, you know, and was injured. It just, you know, you just kind of stopped and stared and wondered if he would be okay. I mean, those were some scary moments.
Well, he is okay, and he made a nice comeback, and he does have a future in the NBA. So it was just an interesting thing to see in the Warrior locker room. Let's go back down to Anchorman Ken Bastida. Kenny.
All right, so Dennis, where do you think I would be? Next to the cheerleaders, right?
Of course.
So we're here on the right here on the intersection of Broadway and 15th, right in the heart of this parade right now. And so we have a lot of the Warrior sponsors and employees and whatnot coming through just a moment ago, and they're chanting 3, 3, 3, 3. Yeah, they want another championship. 3 isn't enough. They want 4. Now we've got Sean Livingston and David West coming down the bus in just a moment, but just a few seconds ago, we had Klay Thompson and Zaza Pachulia in this intersection. Klay got out with a bottle of that champagne you were talking about, Dennis, and he fired it off into the crowd, and those people were absolutely besides themselves. They were screaming and yelling, could not have been happier, and for Klay to come out and play with a crowd like that was just really something special. How you doing, brother? So here comes Sean Livingston and David West up on top of the bus. And Sean, you know, Dennis, played such a key role in this year's campaign. They had to use him as a go-to guy a couple of times to replace Steph and also to replace Klay. Hey, Sean, what's up, man? And these buses all decked out, of course, in the Warrior logos and colors. It's just amazing. I have some newlyweds here.
Yes, New York City.
Where are you guys from?
From New York.
You came here just for the parade?
We came for our honeymoon, but the parade happened at the same time, so got lucky.
We traveled all the way just for this.
So what you're telling me is that you were on your honeymoon and a parade broke out?
Yeah, so we drove 2 hours from Los Angeles just for this.
Okay, good. So we haven't had a championship team in L.A. in a while. Sorry to break the news to you like that.
In New York, you mean?
In New York, yeah.
It's coming soon. Porzingis!
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
We have more team employees. It just they got to be 20 deep at this point in the parade, guys. And just an amazing show of love from both the fans and the players. And they have been interacting. They've been getting out and shaking hands with people. And it's really the cool new way to go, I guess, in these parades. Right, Dennis?
You know, absolutely, Ken. And I believe I lost a bet with you regarding who the NBA MVP would be.
Yeah. Yeah, we were sort of tweeting back and forth. I was gone for a couple of days. You thought it would be Steph. I said it was probably going to be Durant, and I got, you know, lucky on my guess. But I'll be collecting it at the nearest, shall we say, cold water beverage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dennis.
I will hold up my end of the bargain, Ken.
You've got a martini coming.
There you go.
Let's go on out to Netta Iranpour. She's been close over near Lake Merritt. We'll get to her shortly, but take a look overhead right now. Netta is standing by at Lake Merritt. I have to imagine it's a little cooler there. You got a little breeze coming off the water.
Yes, the breeze is definitely a relief because, of course, we are waiting out here in the sun for hours. A lot of these fans getting a little bit antsy, right, guys? Where are they?
Very antsy.
They're excited, of course. Every time anyone passes by, even the Oakland PD, they're getting yelled at and chanting the Warriors chant. Of course, all of these fans are pumped. You guys are pumped, right?
Yeah!
What's this poster you have here?
Oh, it's Cady, MVP.
From last year.
I saved it from last year, MVP this
You
year.
never know. Maybe he'll walk out and say hello.
I got my Sharpie ready too.
Your Sharpie's ready. Okay, good. And I do want to show you guys because this is pretty impressive. We thought we had good row seats for this big parade, but look at these people way up there in these apartments. They have a pretty good vantage point as well. Of course, you can see their flags out there, all the blue and gold. So once they start yelling, we know that means there's going to be some people turning around the corner, and then that's when everyone here on the sidewalk will be nice and excited. Sorry, I think I kicked someone's beverage. I do apologize. Everyone's having a great time. And they're watching golf carts come by. Maybe that's a sign about the band, perhaps. The players coming through. Are you getting so excited or antsy or what?
Yeah, I'm getting antsy because it's hot, but, you know, I'm excited too.
Excited. And we're getting through the heat. There's a little breeze. That helps. But, yeah, today's high is going to be 80 degrees in Oakland. Right by Lake Merritt. The water kind of helps, keeps us a little bit cooler. So that's what's going on here, guys. We'll send it over to you as we wait and wait for the players. We're waiting desperately. We want to see them.
Okay, maybe Steph Curry, Netta, did not get the MVP trophy of the finals, but he's got Larry right there, and he's proudly displaying Larry to the fans.
And that's pretty much what the fans want to see. They are lined up. They've been waiting all this time. They didn't quite get to see that rally that happened at the beginning, but this more than makes up for it. Seeing him coming down the road with that Larry O'Brien trophy hoisted high. I know people are out there looking for his family members as well, and you can see Ayesha Curry there, a very pregnant Ayesha Curry, up there up top with him and both of their daughters, just hanging out, having a good time, letting the confetti fall, dancing, and just kind of keeping things moving. We heard earlier that Klay Thompson, I think Ken said earlier, Klay Thompson climbed down from the bus and came down with that very expensive champagne we were talking about and sprayed it into the crowd there. And I think that's the kind of interaction they were talking about when they said this would be more of an interactive parade. So you wonder whether Curry will come down next.
Yeah, he looks very happy in the purse that he's in right now. And when I look at this, I'm just amazed that this is the Warriors' third parade in 4 years, and you can make a case that it should be their fourth straight championship. They probably should have beat Cleveland in the year that they lost. That was when LeBron famously stepped over Draymond Green. Draymond got suspended, and everything fell by the wayside at that point. The Warriors lost. But you give so much credit to Bob Myers and Joe Lacob. They're looking, Kristen, they're looking 4 or 5 years in the future at their contracts. They're way over the luxury tax, and they're going to be in years to come. But their focus is on keeping the core players together over the extended period of time. And at this point, the rest of the NBA continues to try and catch up. Namely, Houston. Philadelphia has a great young core. Boston Celtics are going to be a factor. Where is LeBron going to go? They're all searching for that trophy, and they know it belongs to the Warriors, and the Warriors got a stranglehold on that thing. So the offseason is beginning right now with the rest of the NBA trying to figure out the Golden State formula.
Okay, and that makes it hard. You hear people out there saying, hey, the Warriors ruined the NBA. Hey, well, I can't say that. I think they've made it better for Warriors fans.
Lacob was a hated man among the fellow owners when he signed Kevin Durant. Quote, in his words, I felt personally persecuted when we signed Kevin Durant. But let's go to Ann Mackovic. Ann. Ann Mackovic.
That's yeah. Everybody's going crazy because we're seeing some of the players here. That is JaVale McGee, who is mixing it up, and the guy they call Swaggy P, Nick Young, they both got off their buses at the very beginning of this parade. So who knows? They might walk the whole way, but the fans have gone nuts because so far we've been bypassed by the people actually getting off their buses. Now, Nick Young is one of several players on the team who actually came here to win a championship, and that is what he has done. So he is enjoying himself. Yeah, he got off the plane on Monday from Cleveland with his shirt off. So this guy's ready to party. He is living up to his unpredictable reputation and getting the party started here right along the parade route at 11th and Broadway. And his bus, well, they left the bus in the dust, so that's going to be turning the corner here without them, but we'll keep watching them as they come through. You don't know what these guys are going to do. Back to you guys.
Nick Young pulling Jimmy Carter, getting out of the limo and walking down the parade route.
And he still hasn't found his shirt somehow. He's still walking around bare-chested out there. I actually heard Kevin Durant say, of all of the people on the team, of all the players, Swaggy P is the big partier, so not a surprise to see him jump down and get on out there.
Swaggy P, the Warriors paid him $5.2 million to play this year. Didn't really pan out the way they thought he would, but he did win a championship, and he was proud. There's a Donald Foyle, former Warrior. We saw a glance of Al Attles in the bus, Warriors coach of their first NBA championship back in 1975. So what I like about what the Warriors are doing, they mix some of the past with the present. They bring past players, and the great Al Attles has always been a part of the fabric of the current Warrior organization as much as he was the past.
And now we're just seeing Nick Young causing complete chaos here. He's just going down the parade route. This is exactly why the fans lined up as early as they did, because this is what they wanted to see. He's got a cigar in his mouth. He's chomping on the cigar. He's got his hat on. I saw him grab one of the media microphones and was just kind of doing an impromptu interview, it looks like. And he's just going out there. Look at him. He's having a blast. That's one guy you always see having a good time. He's always got a smile on his face.
He does, and he's the strangest interview I've ever had on the Warriors. He walks into the scrum and says, I have no idea what Swaggy P is going to say, but he certainly is no short on entertainment.
Not at all, and I think the fans are just absolutely loving it. And you know, look at all the phones that are, and all the cameras that are hoisted up high, just trying to catch what he's doing. I would die to hear what he's saying right now.
That's JaVale McGee right there, and JaVale has been around. MC Hammer apparently was there too, but JaVale been around the league for 10 years. He got a ring. There's Libby Schaaf. And is that MC? That's Hammer behind,
MC,
right?
That's Hammer right there with Libby Schaaf. Are they on the snail? They are on the snail.
Well, so you certainly can't touch the Golden State Warriors, that's for sure.
I was saying earlier, I've had the opportunity to ride that art car, that snail art car once, and it was just absolutely a blast out there. And there you go. JaVale McGee has lost his shirt as well.
Yeah.
It's a party out there.
JaVale was a great post-game interview following Game 4. Just really put everything in perspective, what the Warriors went through that season and what it meant to win a championship with the Warriors. Tremendous individual, and really JaVale didn't see much action in the first couple of playoff series, and Steve Kerr put him in. He just provided so much energy, and because the defense covered the perimeter shooter so much, they left the rim open, and JaVale was scoring 10 points a game.
Yeah, it was amazing to see him come out and really do his thing. He's in an environment where he can excel, and he can kind of show his stuff when he gets the opportunity to do that. And he's really become a fan favorite out here. It's great to see them out there mixing up the crowd. We talked about how at the beginning that rally, it seemed a little kind of staid and stoic. That has all changed.
Yeah, once they got among the Oakland faithful, the Warrior faithful, the strength in numbers, you can see the excitement come to life. And that is David West up there along with Sean Livingston. Livingston's such a key component, and when you look at the Golden State roster, the bench is traditionally one of the best in the NBA. It's very deep, and it's players like Sean Livingston who are willing. Sean Livingston could probably start in the NBA, but he's the typical example of a player who knows what he has, knows what his role is happy in that role, and helps the bench thrive.
And it's that kind of attitude that has come to define the Golden State Warriors. Nobody here is trying to steal the spotlight, ball hog, make it about themselves. It really is a team effort. It's wonderful to see and fantastic to have such reliable players as those guys, Sean Livingston, JaVale McGee, all of them just really, making that strength in numbers tagline reality.
Well, Sean had that devastating injury, career-threatening injury several years ago, which nobody knew if he would play basketball again. But he's back and so instrumental on the basketball team.
And it's fantastic just watching these buses come down. Once again, we talk about Oakland, we talk about these fans who have been in it for the long haul, even when the team was not winning and when you couldn't give away those Warriors tickets. And so to see them coming down this very recognizable main drag, Broadway in Oakland, with all the backdrop of Oakland and all the fans, it really is a source of Oakland pride. I think earlier we saw the scraper bikes going around in front of the buses, and that is a very, very, you can sort of see them in the corner there, a very Oakland sight there with the tricked out bikes. They have so much fun working on those bikes, and to see the Warriors themselves step off the bus. Is that Sean Livingston there? Stepping into the crowd, high-fiving. This is what the fans live for. This is why they came out here at 4 a.m.
Here's JaVale McGee. Now he's taking out. What's the shirtless Warriors?
It's hot. They're hot. They're hot. They've had some champagne. They're
hot temperature-wise, or what do you think?
They're hot. I mean, it's hot out there. It's hot out there, and they thought, hey, just take a walk, and I don't see any fans complaining about it. I think they're into it.
I got a feeling JaVale is coming back. Right?
Yeah.
I think
I hope you're right.
Provided something. He could probably get a little bit more. He's still only 30 years old. Damian Jones is there, and Damian Jones is a player the Warriors highly regard as a player for the future. And I said they're looking 2, 3, 4 years down the line. That's one of the players they're looking at.
Making chess moves and kind of looking ahead to see what it'll look like. And that is really another thing that dictates how these seasons shake out. You have a different team. And so just looking at some of the changes that happen, Kevin Durant wasn't the only change. But that chemistry, somehow they've still been able to maintain that chemistry along the way, and that's a beautiful thing. And here we are.
Oh, I tell you what, the Warriors keep their current roster intact. They're $200 million over the luxury tax penalty, so that's a lot. Let's go to Ken Bastito.
Yeah, hey, Dennis. Hey, Kristen. That's Steph Curry up on his bus right now, and he's going to uncork one of those bottles of champagne, Dennis, and he's going to let it go into the crowd. This is what we're talking about, the interactive part. We're going to give you a fan's POV here, and there it goes. You got to save a little for the point guard, right? They were chanting MVP, MVP, of course. As Dennis well knows, Steph Curry was not the MVP this year. And Steph is sharing his bus with Patrick McCaw. We'll show you. He's going to light off another bottle here, it looks like. And it's been this way since the parade started. The players really want to be able to spend some time with the fans up close and personal. It's tough for Steph to get down into the crowd, as you can imagine. But it looks like Patrick is firing off a bottle of champagne off the back. And there's Alicia Curry sitting up front and enjoying it. There we go. And Vern Glenn is with me right now. Hey, Vern, it is so cool to see, all these people come out to enjoy the Warriors, but also the Warriors to be able to, really give back to the fans kind of one-on-one today.
Something, Kenny, what a sight to see. Steph Curry popping that champagne, just enjoying the moment with the fans. This is really what they wanted. The fans wanted to get so close to being a part of the team, and this is about as close as you can possibly get. And the players are having a great time with it. What a moment and what a time. And I just hope the fans that are watching really kind of embrace it and really kind of get a sense of how special this really is.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And I think there was some talk that Steph might actually get off the bus and walk in the crowd here for a second. I don't know if we can get close enough to see that right now, kind of at the end of our cable, guys. But Steph just jumped off the bus.
He's off the bus. And the place has gone wild. Look at all those cameras surrounding him. Oh my gosh. He's like the Pied Piper, Ken. Wherever he goes, look at the swarm of people around him.
You know, Vern, these guys make millions of dollars. They work hard for their money. They're athletes, but really, they're kind of kids, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and look, he's making it close to our cameras. He's about 10 feet away. Wow. What a time. What a moment.
Now Steph's out in the crowd. Here he comes our way. And he's got a Run TMC hat on. Of course, that references the Run TMC era of the Warriors.
Of the early 1990s.
Timmy Hardaway and
Tim Hardaway, Chris Mullin, Mitch Richmond. Wow, look at that.
Hey, Steph. He's throwing whatever they give him into the crowd so they can have a little bit of this. There's the trophy.
Oh, there it is.
There's the Larry.
There's the trophy. There's the money shot, Ken. Oh, here he comes.
See if we can get inside. Hey, Steph, how great is this today? How awesome is this? Dennis, I kind of lost Vern in the scrum there, but Steph's going to walk the parade, it looks like. He's not getting back on the bus. He's having too much fun walking this thing, so he's going to keep walking. Dennis and Kristen, I don't know if you can hear me anymore, but it's really something out here. Oh, you got several thousands of people, maybe hundreds of thousands of people out here screaming at the top of their lungs for Steph Curry. You have police that are trying to make room to accommodate him, a gaggle of photographers and shooters from all around the world, and it's just amazing. He goes right into the crowd. And he just, he says hello.
just hope that Curry doesn't step on somebody's foot and turn his ankle.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that.
He's got all year to recover on that one, right?
No, I'm more concerned about his golf game, Ken. I know that tomorrow he's going to be teeing it off somewhere, maybe Pebble Beach, but he's a scratch golfer. He probably can't wait till this parade is over.
You know, I don't know how much of that you guys got, but it was incredible, and he's still going. He's literally going down the entire parade route, high-fiving people with the Larry O'Brien trophy. I don't know about you, but I've never seen that before, Dennis.
I don't think I've seen Steph jump out of the bus, but he got back on. I think that was year one. But as Mackovic said earlier, the players wanted a connection with the fans wanted a connection with the players, and their best player, or arguably the most popular player, is giving it to them. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And, you know, you heard the chanting of MVP, MVP in the hearts of a lot of people. He is the MVP of this team. This is Steph Curry's team. Although Kevin Durant, he's got his followers too. I think there's room for both of these guys. What do you think?
I think that's a great point. We were talking earlier about the fans' opinions of their favorite players. We heard some for Durant, some for Draymond, some for Curry, one person for Livingston. And that's the tricky thing that Steve Kerr has to deal with. He's got two enormously talented players in Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, two MVPs. And you got to find a balance, and it's not easy. And I think there were some issues this year with Cady and mixing in. Kerr acknowledged, by the way, that there was never any conflict between Steph Curry and Klay, but he said Klay is very vulnerable. But he said one of Klay's great qualities to be vulnerable. But they had to come to a little meeting of the minds at times. And David West, after the championship in the locker rooms, said some very cryptic things about, you guys don't know what we had to endure, what we had to go through this year. And the head coach, Steve Kerr, sort of played down those comments, but this was a trying year emotionally for this basketball team. And I would say that it was Steve Kerr's best job as a head coach.
Absolutely. And we're starting to see, you know, it was so fun to watch Steph just kind of step off the bus there and run right down Broadway and get the fans going. So exciting. There's still more buses to come here, and you can see them kind of pausing and waiting here. We've got the coaching staff here, which people will want to cheer on. And we also just saw Kevin Durant and Quinn Cook's bus just kind of parked and waiting to get going early on. And again, like you said, that really does speak to kind of this deep bench, the number of all-stars on this team. Every time they get excited and start celebrating one player, another amazing player comes on up. And I have to say, you know, I sort of questioned, and I think a lot of fans did question, too, the format, the difference in this parade and how it would be different from previous parades. But these are the things you're going to remember about a parade. You know, it's not going to be necessarily, you know, what speeches were made at the end. It's going to be, you'll remember Steph Curry hopping off the bus with a champagne bottle, spraying the crowd, and then taking off running and giving high fives to everybody. I mean, that's the stuff these kinds of memories are made of.
Yeah, Quinn Cook is with Kevin Durant. They grew up in the same city together, great friends. And I still can't believe, I still remember when I heard Durant was coming to the Warriors. I was like, you got to be kidding me. There's no chance. And that has created a real division between the Warriors and the rest of the league. And a lot of people don't like the Warriors for getting Kevin Durant. They felt they went out and bought this championship or last year's championship. But you know what? That's the way it is.
Absolutely.
If you can get KD and figure out economically how to make the numbers work, and Lake Up did, more power to them.
Hey, there's a lot of Warriors fans who are going to say, deal with it. With that, we will toss back out to Netta Iranpour. She's along Lakeside Drive talking to the fans out there, and hopefully they're near the very end of the parade. Netta, are they starting to see some of those buses?
Not at all. No, everyone keeps asking me, where are they? Where are they? So, of course, they're waiting. They're watching for them. And so far, it's been empty on the parade route at least. Let me step outside. You can kind of see what everyone's waiting for. Every time we see, hey, look, it's Michelle. Do you see that? That's our very own Michelle Griego going by in a golf cart. You guys should be cheering for her. It's Michelle. But yeah, we have also seen a bouncy beach ball going around the crowd. Definitely a lot of people are trying to protect themselves from the heat. We have some folks with umbrellas, some people with water and popsicles and all of that, but just trying to fan themselves off, because in this spot we are directly in the sun. A little bit of a breeze off of Lake Merritt. Are you guys hanging in there with all this heat?
Yeah, we're hanging in.
Is it getting a little boring?
Kinda.
We're hoping they're getting here soon. I know they're stopping to take their time to say hello to everybody along the parade route. So, of course, that's going to take them a little bit more time. The format's a little bit different. How are you guys doing? Hanging in there?
Hot.
Yeah, what are you waiting for?
Just them to come out.
Yeah, hoping they do it. This different format obviously means it's a little bit slow going. So we're here at 17th and Lakeside. I do want to mention, I don't know if you can pan over there, John, but there's been a lot of police and firefighters out here as well. And a couple of people did have what looked to be heat-related issues, so they brought water out to them. One man did have to get taken away because it looked like he was maybe overheating. So they have their water bottles ready to go because, of course, it is getting warm. The high today in Oakland, 80 degrees, but right here in the sun, certainly feels a lot warmer, and with all the people crowding around, it feels a lot warmer. So the people selling popsicles are the popular ones today, that's for sure. So for now, we're going to send it back to you guys.
Right. Hopefully they get a chance to see those players coming on down. There have been some amazing pictures of the players hopping off the bus, so I'm really keeping our fingers crossed those guys get to see that as well. We are going to take a little break, and we will be right back with our championship parade coverage right here on KPIX 5.
You're watching the Parade of Champions, Strength in Numbers.
And welcome back to our live coverage of the Golden State Warriors Parade of Champions. You can see all of those buses steaming along down Broadway and the players doing exactly what we were told they would do, interacting with the fans. That's probably been the most exciting part of this so far. Steph Curry and Patrick McCaw making their way down the parade route. Have they climbed back on the bus now? I mean, we went down for a few blocks there.
Well, where's Larry? I just followed Larry, and, and Curry's right next to him.
Right.
I heard unconfirmed reports that Swaggy P actually grabbed Ken Bastita's microphone, which is not a surprise.
That's true.
Getting it away from Ken Bastita is the biggest shock to me.
No, that's true.
Tell me about it, Ken.
That's true. Well, you know what, Dennis, Swaggy, you know, I'm a big Swaggy P fan, as you know. He came by, and when he saw our camera and he saw the Channel 5, he went out of his mind. He jumped off the bus. He ran up on our riser over here and did a little dance. And so I said, hey, Swaggy, what do you think of this crowd? He grabbed my mic and took it away from me. Now, you know how hard it is to get this out of my hand.
Oh, I do.
Poor Vern here can't get it out of my hand for 5 minutes. Right, Vern?
It's a shock to see. And by the way, I should mention, Nick Young, JaVale McGee, no shirt on. Fully tatted up.
Yeah. I'll tell you something else, Dennis. He grabbed the mic and he took off with it. That guy's fast. I had to send Vern at him. I'm an old man. I couldn't catch him.
It was crazy. It was crazy. And I don't think Nick Young was, well, let's just say he was feeling himself.
I said, how you feeling? He goes, oh, man. That's all I can say. Oh, man. Says it all on a day like this, right? It says it all on a day like this.
It does. It certainly does. It certainly does. So
let's check in with some of our folks here who have been watching. You guys saw Swaggy P. What do you think?
Amazing!
He came right over to you, didn't he?
Yeah, I touched him.
You touched him.
I touched him. Nick Young came over and shook my son's hand right here.
All right. Getting a little touchy-feely out here. Yeah.
We got here over on our left, we got the owner of the team, Joe Lacob.
Let's go up and talk to him. Let's go talk to Joe Lacob. Hi, Joe. How are you?
Good. How are you?
What a day, huh?
This is about as fun as it gets.
Man, did you expect a few people to come out, or does it surprise you at all?
I thought there'd be a few people out here today, based on past experience.
I got to tell you, it is so cool, and you guys have been unconventional all the way along, but to have the players come out and actually meet with the fans. This little girl over here said, I touched Swaggy P. That was a big deal.
Swaggy's unbelievable. I love his outfit today. Did you see his outfit? It's unbelievable.
I did.
But these are great players. They understand it. This means a lot to people, and it's great for the community for everything we've done. So
tell me about the Chase Center and how it's coming.
It's coming great. I was just there all day yesterday working on it, and I think people are going to be amazed by how great it is. It's sad to be leaving Oakland in one sense, but we're going to have a new home, and it's going to be very accessible, and we're really excited about it.
You got the best fans in the world. You know that.
The best, no question about it. Take a look around.
Fantastic. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You take care.
Thank you.
Again, if that isn't enough, we got Peter Goober, the other owner over here. Let's go over here to Peter. Hey, congratulations, man. Let me ask you this. As a Hollywood guy, I feel the makings of a possible script here.
Well, I think it's right now a franchise.
Yeah.
I hope we'll have a lot of sequels.
Absolutely.
And we'll pick out new adversaries. And we'll have new heroes.
You got to have all of that to make a film.
Box office hits.
That's right.
That's what we're looking for.
Hey, speaking of hits, I mean, you obviously were there in Cleveland. What were your emotions as the clock wound down? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. NBA champions again.
It was 1, 2, 3. That's what my emotions were. I thought to myself, how fortunate we were to have these fans, our fans at home cheering us, and the team, and the culture that we built, that everybody built, Steph Curry and all the players. It's amazing. It's just amazing. It's like a miracle. It's a perfect script, a perfect cast, and a perfect picture.
Okay, one more and we'll get out of here. How about the love that you guys are receiving on both sides of the street all day?
It's fantastic. I've never felt this kind of love. It's fantastic.
All right, enjoy it. Peter Goober and Joe Lacob, boy, can't get much better than that. Those are the guys that signed the checks. Back to you guys in studio.
I always find it interesting, Peter Goober and Joe Lacob. One's a venture capitalist, another one is a movie producer. The Deep with Jacqueline Bisset was probably my favorite movie he produced. But let's go back to the moment that Swaggy stole the Channel 5 microphone right out of Anchorman's hands.
Hey, Swaggy, how you doing, bro?
Oh, man, I feel great. I look good, too. I look real good.
What do you think of this crowd?
What a moment. I love it. Can we dip that mic in bronze, put that on Ken Bastida's desk?
Hey, at least he gave it back.
That was fantastic. They're just having a blast out there. So fun watching them. You know, like you said, they're kids. They really are young.
Let's go to Mackovic. There is JaVale, shirtless.
It just got really loud here, so that is because Draymond Green is behind me. This is the final bus about to turn the corner here at the very beginning of the parade route, and he has been dancing up there. He's actually wearing a t-shirt that appears to be trolling LeBron James. It is a t-shirt that has a fist with 3 rings on it, which of course he has. The Warriors have their 3rd championship in 4 years, and it was based off an internet meme, so the rivalry continues, even though Draymond and his boys have taken LeBron downtown already. And here we are, downtown Oakland, where the parade continues. I think he's going to be hopping off his bus pretty soon, so that is what the fans really are looking for around here. In fact, I've seen several of them here in the crowd that are wearing green jerseys. So this is the guy that a lot of people have been waiting for, and he has been saved for last at this point, continuing to dance. And this is the guy, we talked a little bit earlier about somebody hiring their own DJ for their bus. Yeah, this is the guy. That is that party bus here behind us. So it's a good time over there. I think you can be sure about that. In fact, he was spraying champagne on the crowd earlier, so he must have plenty, because I doubt he'd be wasting it if he didn't. So I think the bus is well equipped, and the fans waiting for him to come down. Of course, I'd be remiss not to mention Kevin Looney as well, but yeah, gotta say, Draymond Green is the guy that is going to bring it when he gets off of that bus. But it's going to be hard. I mean, he's obviously having a really good time. There's some dancing going on here on top of that double-decker bus, which again appears to be the last one that we're going to see. But we know you guys have several different views of the parade as it continues throughout the rest of the route. I'm going to throw it back to you in the studio.
Okay, finger on the pulse. Thank you, man.
Yeah, we got Bob Myers here, the GM of the Warriors. Bob, you brought a few friends to a little picnic today, huh?
Yeah, these are all my people, our fans, our Warriors fans.
You got some free agents to deal with this year, so it's not all fun and games once the parade's over. Where do you start? I mean, it's a mountain of work.
I'm trying to block that out for the parade. It always is, you know, it's always a lot of work, but I work with great people, and we just try to keep it going. I mean, it's not easy, but it's worth it, and most of our people want to stay with us, so that makes it a lot easier.
You're MVP of the finals. Seems to want to hang around. That's a mountain to climb.
He's an important part of what we're doing. So yeah, he's thankful that he's on our team. Let's just hope he can stay, and I think he wants to, and have a couple more of these parades.
Being, a former athlete and also, in this professional world of the NBA, does this ever get old? Does it ever get old, man?
No, this never gets old. There are days that it's like any job, it's tough. But, no, this is what you do it for. And the parade's the most fun. The parade day's the best.
If you want folks here in Oakland to know one thing about your move to San Francisco, what would that be?
11 miles. It's not that far. Okay. 11 miles. You know what? Come out and keep being fans. I mean, hopefully we can keep a great product on the floor, but we love our fans. Come with us.
Go say hello to some of them. All right.
At the beginning of the press conference, Bob Myers pointed out, remember, Kristen, he was a player agent before he was a general manager. It was a big risk on Lacob's part to hire a player agent to become a general manager. And when Lakers bought the team in 2010, he instantly proclaimed that the Warriors will be NBA champions within 5 years. And Myers laughed at that. He scoffed at that because he grew up. He grew up here. He knows the futility of the Warriors organization over an extended period of time. And now he runs the organization, and he's brought them 3 championships.
Hey, the guy's a fortune teller. Because look where we are now. We saw Steph Curry down there earlier, still running around and mixing it up with the crowd. Just such a treat to watch that interaction. You know, you wonder whether these parades are different for them because they've been here before. But watching their energy and watching that connection with the crowd, you know, you have to realize that it's such an accomplishment for them to get to the end of the season, to come out on top this way, and to be able to hold that trophy up and high-five the fans. I have to imagine exactly what Bob Myers said is true. It never gets old.
Never gets old.
Netta Ranpur back outside on Lakeside Drive for us, live with the fans out there. How's it going, Netta?
Oh, it's going good. We just got a bunch of people doing cartwheels up and down the street, and they are bumping up this crowd. Everyone just started yelling. What'd you yell? Back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back. And you see right here, there's a fire truck, and people were yelling sweep moments ago. It's a sign that something's about to turn the corner. Not sure exactly what that is, but of course, everyone is starting to get very, very amped up and excited. They have their phones out, ready to go. Hello, firefighters. What's behind you? Hey. Okay, now they're starting to yell. Someone's seeing something around the corner. Oh, the anticipation of what's to come. Oakland firefighters, random acts. Bay Area, make some noise. You see that sign right there? Warriors! There they go. Oh, yeah. This is a good sign, guys. Something's about to happen here. Finally, what everyone here has been waiting for. We've been waiting for hours in the sun, and all of a sudden, the party just got a little more wild. Here you go. You see people up and down the sidewalks here in their blue and gold. We have people hanging out on their balconies with their flags. They don't care that it's hot anymore. Now nobody's complaining.
Sweep, 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 sweep.
What has this day been like so far?
Never gets old.
Yeah. Steve Kerr, everybody. The head coach signing autographs, interacting with the fans. And they're going crazy with every move that he makes. And there he goes. Now he's working his way to the other side. Steve, after winning titles as a player and now as a coach, how do the two kind of compare?
You're still here.
I'm still here. All 5'3" of me.
This is between us.
I know.
It's all great. Coach, player, win a championship. Come on, pure jubilation. It's so much fun.
We'll let you back.
Thank you.
We'll let you enjoy the moment.
Don't bother somebody else.
The moment they've been waiting for, a chance to see their players. They got Klay, Thompson, and Zaza right there on that bus, and look at all these fans now. The balloons right there, of course, champs, back to back, and as everyone's been yelling, sweep, sweep, over and over again. We've seen a lot of people with their rooms out. They're dancing over there.
That's awesome.
You came from New York?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, you came a long way. How exciting is this?
Very exciting. Very exciting.
Now the heat we forgot about, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I was over there. I still had forgotten about it. I didn't even know they existed. I was in New York watching work.
I mean the actual temperature heat, but that's okay. I know what you mean. We're talking about the temperature heat. It just definitely we ignored the hot weather so far.
Yes, very hot.
As soon as you see the fans out or the players out,
it's amazing. I love it.
Now everyone gets wild and the party goes crazy. What do we have here? A trolley coming through.
Oh, that's nice. Cable car.
Watching live coverage of the Parade of Champions. We will take a quick commercial break and be back with more in a moment.
History is made. Art is created. Things happen that should always be remembered. Heroes emerge. A woman sets people free. A man makes light. A leader steps forward. People get together. They help each other out. They make their own places to run and play and contemplate the universe. There's pride and gratitude and fun. It belongs to everyone. It can be a place, a feeling, a state of mind. So get up, get out there, and find your park.
Welcome back to the Parade of Champions. I'm Ken Bauceda on Broadway in downtown Oakland, and that is the series MVP right there, the man, Kevin Durant. And he's pumping his fist. He was out walking around, enjoying the crowd. He has the MVP trophy on board. Let's see the trophy. Let's see the trophy. You can imagine, it is so noisy out here. These guys can't hear themselves thinking. And look at this crowd, guys. Absolutely unbelievable. I'm here with Vern Glenn. Vern, you saw Kevin Durant go by there on the bus.
I was on the Kevin Durant plane on Friday for Game 4.
Tell me about that.
It was huge, and it was quite luxurious. I can tell you that much.
What do you make of this getting off the bus, sort of impromptu, getting into the crowd, and, you know, for lack of a better term, you know, pressing the flesh?
Well, it's about as interactive as it gets outside of a video game. But this is real. We've seen it all morning. It's real, it's raw, and it is genuine. And I think that's the great thing about this whole thing.
You know, I didn't hear it all because it's so noisy out here, but you had a chance to talk to Steve for a minute. What did he say?
Well, he kind of talked in a few sentences. He really wanted to get with the fans and sign the autographs. He really wasn't into me very much. In fact, I followed him across the street, and he looked at me and he goes, "Oh, you're still here? Oh, I thought we did this thing." No, but he was just kidding. He's a kidder.
Speaking of who just showed up to the party, we got Andre Iguodala coming down in the next bus. He's probably 100 yards away or so. But in the meantime, we'll tell you about this amazing crowd that showed up today. Everybody has been in great spirits. Everybody's having an absolute blast. Just probably 20 deep in some of these sections here at Telegraph and Broadway. You get a sense of how many people are here, and this goes on for so many blocks into downtown Oakland. Andre Iguodala and Jordan Bell are coming down next. I haven't seen either one get off the bus yet. Andre is the old man of the group, if that's what you want to call him. He's a professor. Andre Iguodala, he's the old man of the group.
He is. He's got bad knees. He is kind of achy. They only signed him because they need him in April, May, and June. I mean, he can take all the time he wants, but his defense is so good and his presence is so great. They need him for those 3 months.
Yeah, they drafted this team to put it together. I mean, for the most part. What does it mean to have a guy like this on the squad? Who's been there, done that?
Well, Iguodala, he's not a scorer. We found that out from George Karl when he came over from Utah, but he's just there. He's just kind of the old, grizzled veteran, been there, done that, and these young kids, even Steph Curry, they need to hear that. They need that presence in the locker room, and they get it from him.
A valuable part, a valuable component of this championship team. Jordan Bell has taken his shirt off, and he's dancing on top of the bus. And probably feeling no pain, having a great time. As we mentioned, there's Andre up front. See how close we can get. Maybe he'll come off the bus for us. Andre! It's so loud out here. Andre! Smoking a celebratory cigar up there. And just soaking it all in. Who knows how many more of these he's got in him, Dennis, right?
Andre Iguodala is the perfect example of a player who started his entire career, Kristen, before coming to the Warriors and had to accept a backup role on the bench. And he did that willingly, and he poured his heart and soul into being a sixth man. And then last year's finals becomes a starter in the NBA Finals in what becomes known as the death lineup. He is such a tremendous defensive player. And if you look at Game 3, the end of Game 3 of the NBA Finals, everybody talks about Kevin Durant seeking that three and scoring all those points and being the MVP. But it was the final 1:30 of that basketball game. The lockdown defense was so spectacular. LeBron couldn't get a shot. Cleveland couldn't get a shot. And it was led by Andre Iguodala. And I think of all the Warriors nationally, I think he's the most underrated player.
And it was wonderful to see him come back from injury in the finals. And now we're looking at Jordan Bell. He's joined the No Shirt Club.
That's his brother next to him.
He is right down there with the fans, hanging out with them, saying hello, waving. What a fantastic moment for this guy with his first championship.
He is relishing.
He is stepping off the bus and just loving it.
He probably consumed most of that $1,200 champagne the other night, and the party continues. This man came into our studio not too long ago.
You sat down with him, interviewed him.
Yeah, it
right
was
here on set.
Fantastic. He was, when the cameras came on and we were on, he came to life. He was a really nice young man. And he went through a major growing period emotionally this year. And he really got a lot of minutes in the NBA Finals. And he's got a tremendous future, tremendous upside for Jordan Bell.
And it looks like he's out there. Speaking of Vern Glenn,
it's going to feel like until you actually go
let's
through it.
listen in.
So it's definitely more than I expected. I'm not even there yet. I'm like about a 3 going to 10. I'm on a 3 on a let's go to 10. So I got a long way to go still.
Yeah, you got to. Hey, I appreciate you bending down to talk to me.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry.
Jordan Bell, everybody, enjoying it.
I love it. He's got the goggles on. He looks like he's grabbing phones and doing Snapchat pictures and everything. Yeah. And just like Steve Kerr said just a little earlier, this is all about the fans. You know, he looked at Vern and said, hey, this is between me and them. So I think they really have embraced this interaction with the fans.
You saw a shot of Steve Kerr after a loss in Indiana in April. Kerr publicly wondered if the team needed to care more. And the Warriors don't rebel against their coach very often. They did then. They didn't appreciate that comment. And Kerr felt he needed to walk that statement back, and he did. And the players show such tremendous respect for Steve Kerr because he lets them be who they want to be. And, he still has the health issue. The spinal fluid leak is still there. He still has to manage the pain, but he has found a way to manage that pain better than what happened last year.
And he was actually out there coaching the full season this time, unlike the season before. And that had to be a tremendous help, especially in a season where the players have talked to some extent openly about some of the struggles that they had between themselves. That's when your coach is going to come into play.
Yeah, and he is due, by the way, Kristen, for a contract extension that he's going to get. He's finishing up a $25 million, 5-year, $25 million deal. So he'll get an extension. I would assume he'll be the highest paid coach in the NBA, and he deserves every penny.
No doubt about him coming back. Let's go back out to Ken Bastida on the parade route. Ken?
Yeah, how you guys doing? So, what's kind of interesting about this parade is it's so far been very unconventional. We had all the speeches and everything up front, and then we had the players come through and interact. Now we've got the politicians. It's kind of backwards, right? But anyway, that's the way they set it up, and that's the way we'll report it. You got Nancy Skinner here, the California State Senator. You got what looks like Gavin Newsom coming up from behind. We'll grab him in just a second as soon as he gets here. But, everybody wants a piece of this, guys, right? Gavin Newsom doing fairly well in the primaries. They never stop campaigning, right? Here he is in a gorgeous Lincoln. Gavin, I don't know what year this car is, but it's got to be older than both of us.
Yeah, it's certainly older than, both of us combined. But this doesn't get old, right? The parades here, especially for Oakland. Nothing, no town deserves this more, honestly. I know that's rote and cliched, but it's true. These guys stuck it out for decades, and they deserve all of this.
Absolutely. Congratulations on the primary results. You did quite well. So if you make it as governor, are we going to do this every year? Is there some kind of edict or, some kind of order you can do, an executive?
Loyalties never change. I know I got to suck up to L.A., but I got to be, but my loyalties, when it comes to sports teams, you're not going to see those stripes change.
What's it mean for the Bay Area, especially the city of Oakland, to have this kind of turnout and this kind of performance?
This is all about the one thing you can't manufacture in politics, which is pride and spirit. And that comes from sports. It brings people together. Not one person here is focused on their differences. They're focused on this that unites them. That's a special thing, especially in a time like this where we're so focused on what's pulling us apart.
And next year they'll be in your former city, San Francisco.
Parade in San Francisco, but we can't forget about Oakland. Somehow we're going to have to spread that love. Maybe we'll start Oakland, come over to San Francisco, and go across the bridge.
Sounds like a plan. Hey, thanks for the ride. I appreciate it, man.
Put a seatbelt on.
Yeah, all right.
Get your ass off that truck. Good, man. How you doing? I'm good, man. I'm trying to get myself killed. You know what? Of course I do.
Okay, Gavin Newsom, you just saw him acknowledging that he has to suck up to LA, but he will always be a Warriors fan, and acknowledging also that, you know, Oakland deserves this, the town deserves this. We hear Draymond Green is coming up next. You know, we saw a couple of politicians in there, but we still got the Draymond Green bus coming up. We'll see him coming down the road shortly here. You know, it's interesting because this is a year where the Warriors finally came out. They have those iconic city, you know, jerseys and emblems that say the city on them. And today we saw the town, or this season we saw the town come out, the big town emblem on the floor at Oracle Arena, and those jerseys selling out. I got to tell you, I got one myself immediately. You know, you got to get it while it's good, and before they go off to San Francisco. That acknowledgement meant the world to Oakland, I have to say.
There was a lot of speculation about what name the Warriors would take on when they moved to San Francisco. Would they become the city? Would they become the San Francisco Warriors? But after much discussion, Joe Laikip said, you know what, we're going to remain the Golden State Warriors. And that's an important consideration for the Oakland fans, right?
Most definitely. They don't want to feel like they've been forgotten. It is just 11 miles away, you know, you know, as we heard there. But at the same time, you know, it feels a world away, and this team has become a part of the fabric of this community in Oakland. You know, I hope fans really do. I believe they will. They've been sticking with the Warriors through thick and thin all this time. We are going to take a quick break. We will be right back with the Parade of Champions and Andre Iguodala's Cuban cigar.
When I first came to the U.S.,
I brought my hopes and dreams for a better life. Since
Welcome back to our live coverage of the Golden State Warriors Parade of Champions.
We're watching them come down the road. This has been going on for, oh, how long have we been on this now? Some time, getting close to the end of it, and we have Vern Glenn coming up live here on the parade route. Vern.
Let's listen in.
What are the characteristics of a swag champ? What should we expect?
That means I'm at the ultimate level. I'm at the top. It's nothing higher than swag champion. That's me. You know, JaVale could come up with his own name. That's Pierre.
Pierre 2 times. You know who it is.
Pierre 2 times.
Pierre 2 times.
Ivan's bust in the building.
Do you plan on putting a shirt on?
team is shirtless. You know, yeah. From the bottom to the top, that's where we at, baby. Most hated.
JaVale, you think when you came here in 2016 it would be this good?
Man, I had no idea, man. Boy, man, this team is amazing. The passion, everybody, the way everybody plays, the fans, it's amazing, man.
Oh, do you ever allow yourself to go back and reflect on your career, how you got it? Because a lot of people don't remember. You had to make the team in 2016. You had injuries before that.
Yeah.
You fought your way through that. How did you get through all that and persevere? That's your story, persevere.
It's mentality, man. You got to have the mentality that you're a winner and you got to work hard. You can't give up on yourself, man. Just joining and winning the organization, it just helped with that. And I love winning the champ with my man, McGee. They hated us.
Okay, we're getting splattered with champagne from Kevon Looney and Draymond Green at the top of the bus as we have come toward the end of the line. Draymond Green, of course, safe to say, the main artery, maybe the heart of the core of this Golden State Warriors team. Wears his emotions on his sleeve. You know exactly where you stand when you talk to him and interact with him. Trying to wave my arms to get his attention to see if I can get him down off the bus. But as you can see, as he's holding another bottle of champagne ready to uncork in his right hand, he is in the moment. Fans behind me and in front of me chanting him. Yeah, they're chanting, "Get off the bus, get off the bus." I don't know if he's figured out what they're saying yet. They're waiting for him to react. Then again, there's house music that's blasting out of the bus, so that might be all that he's hearing. But again, for the third time in the last 4 years, he's standing up on top of the open-air bus, and he is enjoying it. We're going to avoid some more champagne that's spewing from the top of this bus. Well, what a crazy moment. You guys in studio, take it away. Enjoy these moving pictures as the last of the Warriors bus has rolled right on by.
I think Merton makes a great point there about Draymond. When you look at the individual players, I know it's the sum of the parts, right? But Draymond is so incredibly valuable. I think that guy has really changed the way NBA general managers look at their rosters. He's not big enough to be a center, but he's big enough to guard a center. Guard people, 3 or 4 inches taller than him, and he can cover every player on the floor. Guard, forward, power forward, 4 or 5, whatever you want to call it. But he's such a instrumental part of the success of this organization. And Kevon Looney, too, by the way. I want to shortchange him. 22 years old, been in the league for 2 years. I hope they keep him. I'm not sure they can, but he really became a defensive weapon for the Warriors this year.
And he made some big changes health-wise just to be where he's at. I mean, we saw him drop some weight, get fit, and really become an instrumental part of this Warriors team. We are going back out to Netta Iranpour, who is along Lakeside Drive with the folks who are catching sort of the beginning buses. This parade kind of winds all the way to the end there, and these folks are finally seeing their favorite Warriors players coming through.
Yes. That's exactly right. They're starting to get a bit more of that action. Of course, earlier we saw Klay Thompson and Zaza, and now I just wanted to mention Mayor Libby Schaaf came by. And, of course, it's about the players, but also a lot of people in this parade, like the bands that come through, Alameda County Board of Supervisors, that brought on some cheers in the crowd. And there was a part of the Oakland school system. They had a float that came through, a couple of the trolleys as well. And right now there seems to be a lull, but just in front of us, you see those trophies right there. So that's exciting. We saw a lot of the trophies from years past passing through in these really cool classic cars. There's a guy stopping to get a photo with the crowd. People really went nuts when they saw those trophies coming in from the 40s, the 50s, 2017 trophy also coming through, and the Aftershocks. There was a band that came through that really got everyone going. That was a fun one to see. And right now, the lull hopefully means that there's something about to happen here, turning the corner, because just moments ago, everyone came through and started to scream, and then now it looks like we're waiting for them to come on through. And here they go, yelling back to back. That's definitely what we are seeing out here, back-to-back parades, championships. Yeah, these guys have not stopped with that energy. It's pretty exciting. Hey, who are you excited to see?
Oh, I'm having a ball out here. Sweep. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
It sure is. Now, who are you excited to see the most?
Steph Curry, of course. He's the darling of everybody. Like, I love him. I love him forever since he got here in 2008. He's the guy. He's the guy. He's the guy.
And are you from Oakland?
I am from Vallejo, actually, but I'm here in Oakland now. I live here now, so Vallejo, Oakland, all the same.
Awesome. Yes, of course, we know that Steph Curry is a huge fan favorite, but there's several other players people have been excited to see. Kevin Durant, they've been excited to see. Klay Thompson, everyone went nuts. Cady too, yes, of course. So they're having a good time out here. I've been talking about the heat out here. Of course, we are parched, but definitely once those players come by, it makes you kind of forget about the temperatures, and everyone's just having a great time. People on the other side of the barricade here also waiting patiently in that sun. People trying to fan themselves off. There's a confetti being thrown. And it looks like, I'm not sure why there's a little pause right here at the moment, but let's talk to some more fans. You guys have been waiting patiently. How's it going? What's your name?
Dewan.
Dewan. Who are you excited to see the most?
Kevin Durant.
Of course you are. Is that the jersey you're wearing?
Yes.
Yes, you got a KD jersey. How'd you feel about this season?
Good.
Yeah? Were you watching every game?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you got up front so you can get a good view, so hopefully you'll get a chance to see them. Is this Mom?
I'm Auntie.
Hi, Auntie. Hi. Why was it important to bring them out here to watch this?
Huge Warrior fans. We're from Sacramento. Bring them out here for this special day.
Wow, from Sacramento. You're the second group from Sacramento that's out here. I guess they didn't have a Kings parade to cheer on.
No, we did not.
No. Nice arena, but this is where the championship team is. Of course, of course. Who are you excited to see today?
Steph Curry.
Yeah. What did you think about this season?
It was awesome.
Of course.
Awesome.
Yeah. Did you get nervous at all, or you felt like we would be here?
We knew a sweep would happen.
Very nice. All right, thank you very much. And we got to pan around. I know it's gotten bigger crowd out here. Definitely, we had a couple people. I think we're going to send it back to you guys. We'll wait for more action out here on the parade route.
Thank you. Thank you, Netta. We're going to head back out to Ken Bastida and Vern Glenn. They have some final thoughts as they're approaching the end of the parade on their end.
Yeah, hey guys, you know, we're journalists, so we can't take sides in these things normally, but, you know, I think it's okay to say congratulations to the Warriors. This really is an achievement, and really, you know, we're talking about this before. You and I and Dennis have discussed this, that really we could be talking about 4 championships, with one exception, but 3 in 4 years is really extraordinary. So good for the Warriors. And you know what? Steve Kerr said it, and so did Bob Myers. This never gets old. But some people do get older, at least 1 year older. And Vern, I know we stream now. We're on across the country, around the world. Yep. You want to say happy birthday to somebody special.
Well, I'm just thinking about my dad. He turned 82 years old today. He was just out here a couple of weeks ago. And just think about this. By the way, happy birthday, Dad. But a couple of weeks ago, you know, it was Game 7 with the Houston Rockets. Chris Paul got hurt late in the game. We'll never know what would have happened had he stayed healthy. We not might be standing here right now. But the fact is, we're here, and we've enjoyed the last couple hours of the NBA champions rolling down Broadway Street.
So he's Vernon Sr.
Big Vern.
Big Vern, happy birthday. And we thought we'd throw a little parade for your birthday. Congratulations, Golden State Warriors. Guys, back to you.
So much fun watching them just kind of go through everything and you know, be standing there as the players come off and hang out and just kind of have a good time with Vern and Ken out there. That was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think Gavin sort of touched on this as we wind down our broadcast here. We live in interesting times, politically, socially. I think there's so much hatred spewed on social media. But the power of sports really is the great unifier. It can unify a community, a city, sometimes an entire country. And I think the parade can bring that out in people of all ages, creeds, colors, backgrounds. And I think you saw that today.
Absolutely. We definitely heard some fans I know who were speaking up and saying, you know, they'd had a tough year, maybe personal challenges in their lives, but watching the Warriors kind of made it all better. And watching this parade has been an absolute treat. Before we leave our live television broadcast, we want to give you a look at the sights and sounds of some of today's parade. Thanks so much for joining us right here on KPIX 5.
Thanks to Vern, Ken, Netta, Michelle. Who am I leaving out? Ann Mackovic was there, but we will continue our coverage streamed live on KPIX5.com, so you can turn on there and check it out.
All right, and we'll continue right here on the live stream, so tune in if you want to turn off your TV and catch us online. Champions for the Golden State Warriors. They are still making their way down that parade route, and there are plenty of fans who are still waiting to see some of the players there today.
I think you got to soak up and enjoy every minute, Kristen, because you don't know when the last one is going to be. I was at all the Warriors, the 49ers parade, and I can't believe that 1994 was the last time they won a Super Bowl.
Wow.
So I know we take this for granted. I know the Warriors are favored to win it next year, but, you know, just soak it up, because it could be gone.
Absolutely. They've called this a golden era, and some people won't be able to appreciate this. We do have a lot of new Warriors fans who are kind of joining in, and we've been accused of having a lot of bandwagoners, but how can you blame people for getting involved in the game because it's so fun to watch with this particular team? But at the end of the day, when you step back and sort of look at history, this is not normal. Most people never get to experience this in their lives. I think we're seeing Draymond Green right now coming down the parade route. I mean, he's gigging, he's dancing, having a good time. The confetti is coming down. And to be able to watch these kind of larger-than-life players, these champions, and say hello to them, interact with them, celebrate with them, watch them hoist the trophy up after watching this incredible season. I mean, these are things that people are going to tell their kids about. Or kids will say, I was there when that happened. So this really is a moment in history. We have to step back and enjoy this.
Next year, they're going to be going for the trifecta, as we all know. And the only trifecta in the Bay Area history was the Oakland Athletics. 1972, 73, 74. And what a period in history that was. And now the Warriors have a chance to do it next year. And as I said, they are the favorites. The core group, including this man, Draymond Green, will be intact. And now the challenge is for Bob Myers to find the complementary players, because they have 6 free agents. I'm not including Kevin Durant because he's going to resign. The question is for how long. But Swaggy is free agent, Zaza, David West, JaVale, Kevon, and Patrick McCaw are all free agents. But the Warriors have become an organization not unlike the 49ers, the team of the decades, in which athletes will take less to win a championship. That is the culture that the Warriors have instilled here in their organization. You want a ring? go to Golden State.
Absolutely. People want to be a part of this team. And it makes you wonder, you know, I've heard this debate over whether this is a dynasty. Does 3 out of 4 equal a dynasty? I say it does. There are many people out there who say, hey, we need 3 in a row before we start.
You know, they're not the Celtics, right? But they are the Chicago Bulls. I think they have the potential to win 6 NBA championships, which the Bulls won. Let's go to Netta.
Shots up. Hey, everybody. All right, back here live at 17th and Lakeside. This is what they've been waiting for. Look at this. There's Steph Curry and Patrick McCaw. Everyone here yelling MVP. So they've been waiting very patiently. This part of the parade, very, very patient because, of course, we haven't had that much action until now. So it's all finally happening for them. Oh, this is awesome. There's Steph right there. So exciting. Of course, he was not declared the MVP, but in the fans' eyes, he certainly is. And all the people on this double-decker bus, I mean, they are making the crowd go nuts, throwing out footballs down into the crowd. It looks like they ran out of champagne, guys. I'm not sure, but I heard earlier Steph was pouring champagne out. But maybe that's done. Of course, this is kind of towards the end of the parade. But, yes, we finally got Steph, you guys, and Patrick McCaw was on there. How exciting, Francisco. You've been here since 5:30 and just saw Steph Curry.
Man, it was good. It's been fun, yeah. It was worth it, well worth it.
Yeah, I was going to say, has it been worth the hours and hours of patience?
Well worth it, yep.
A very patient
fan. Sunburned, but it's all good.
A little sunburned, that's okay. I warned you guys, wear your sunblock today. Drink your water today. I know it's been very hot out here, but this is what they've been wanting. Of course, Steph Curry just coming by, Patrick McCaw as well. What's it like to see Steph Curry on his bike?
We came out here to see Steph Curry. We came to see Cady, you know, Golden State, always.
All right. How far away did you come from?
Vallejo.
Well, welcome to the parade route. We are right across from Lake Merritt, so this is where everyone's coming. We've been kind of listening in. Everyone's been asking me, where's everyone now, as you guys were doing all the live coverage along the route. So now they are getting closer. We saw Klay Thompson earlier and Zaza, and now, of course, Steph Curry and Patrick McCaw. We saw Mayor Libby Schaaf. It's been fun. It's been fun to see all the bands coming through, and of course, it's more, of course, it's about the players, but there's a lot of people in this parade who are definitely worthy of celebrating, who make the town of Oakland what it is and made the Golden State Warriors what it is. All the staff and the people that participate in these games and the fans back-to-back celebrations that they've been able to enjoy. This is very exciting, guys. And you came down from New York and just saw Steph.
Yes, yes.
What does it feel like?
Green, though. Still waiting for
Green. All right, we know. He's coming around the corner. We definitely are, everyone's keeping their head tilted for what's about to turn the corner. And it looks like now more of these floats are coming through with music, pumping everyone up. And all of these people in their blue and gold, you guys. Yes, this is where the action is now. The patience has been paying off. And, you know, we're cooking out here. It's definitely warm. Saw a couple people that were getting a little too hot. Do you see that right there? Is that LeBron crying? And now a member of the MVP club for the Golden State Warriors. All right, that's pretty funny. Here's some music. Everybody's getting in the mood again. It's kind of been waves of emotions as we get like pumped with energy as people come on by and players come on through, and then just waiting for the next one. Who's going to be next? This here's a trolley from Gold Alliance Partners. Several trolleys have come through. Kaiser was one of them. We've seen quite a few people, sponsors, and a lot of participants in the Warriors games. Of course, the people who make it all happen, who sponsor the events and pumping money into the team and into the town. That's all a part of what this is. So, of course, right now, there's another trolley coming in. Guys, what are you waiting for now?
Cady.
You want Cady?
Yep,
okay.
Cady.
I mean, he's around the corner somewhere.
All day.
They're coming around. You've been waiting since how long?
Yeah, all day waiting
all day. How early did you get here?
7 o'clock.
7 a.m. Oh, yeah, we got here a little bit after you. It's been hours and hours right here on this corner, 17th and Lakeside, but it's a popular corner. There's the Warriors executive staff passing through on their trolley. And, of course, across the street here where Lake Merritt is, there's a ton of people, hundreds and hundreds of people right here on this corner. This is where it's at. Francisco got here last year. You were on the same street corner.
Same spot.
What did you see last year? What's the difference between then and now?
I think it's more people.
More people here this year?
Yeah. It's hotter.
It's hotter.
But it's still worth it. I'll be back next year, too.
Oh, good. Back next year. Okay, that's exciting. And then what do you think about the Oakland, the team leaving for San Francisco? How do you feel about that? You okay?
I'm all right. They're still in California, so
They're still here.
I'm still rooting for them.
Of course. You're still going to be a fan no matter what.
Always.
Of course. Diehards over here. That's for sure. Francisco's here at 5:30 this morning. Was here last year as well, and yes, plans to be here next year. We'll be at 17th and Lakeside. I'm sure he'll be back to this spot because it definitely is a good spot. We get a good view of everybody. And now we got a guy with the broom. McGee's coming. JaVale McGee. There we go. Okay, we got Nick Young, Damian Jones. These guys doing some pretty cool dance moves right in front of the double-decker bus. JaVale McGee coming through. They look hot up on the top of that bus too, just like us fans over here. We've seen a lot of brooms out here, guys. That's not necessarily to protect anyone from the heat, but just obviously to point out that it was a sweep. Here they go. Oh, they're finally putting their horns to good use, getting attention of the players. Hey, JaVale, Nick Young, Damian Jones. That's quite a party bus right here. Oh, yeah. Shirt off. Keeping cool. There you go. Oh. Ladies, is this what dreams are made of?
Not yet, not yet.
Not yet. I mean, we just saw quite a few of them right there with shirts off. Nice, and now more of the Warrior team members coming through. Woo! That was a hot bus that we just saw. I don't blame them for taking their shirts off. It's warm out here. I know they have champagne. They're still pouring some champagne off of the top of their bus. We're drinking some Hennessy, it looks like. Hey, they can do what they want. They just won another national championship. And here's a giant basketball, blow-up basketball. It says strength in numbers, and we're certainly seeing that out here. Are you guys impressed by all the fans? Are you impressed by the turnout out here?
Always. Hey, shout out Oakland, though.
You've been turning out, man.
You've been turning out.
Having a good time.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
6 this morning. Has it been worth the wait?
Of course. Every year.
Definitely 300.
Hey, I'm planning on going next year, too.
Of course, of course. A lot of high hopes out here, I know. Hey, how about you? You've been here patient for hours as well. What do you think? How's the turnout been for you?
Good.
Are you excited to see these players?
Yes.
Who's been your favorite so far?
Steph Curry.
Which I think
He's my favorite basketball player.
Favorite player. Okay. But how exciting to see them on their buses. And hopefully we'll get a chance to see more players. Let's see what's coming up right now. Oh, there we go. Hey, great music selection. This would be the Float by United Airlines. I don't know if you can hear everyone, but they're all rapping now. Everyone still knows, obviously, the music they're playing. That definitely pumps up the crowd. We have some pretty sweet cars coming through. Oh, yeah, the owner and CEO right there. Oh, I see why that's a sweet car. I think you can afford it. There you go. Look at these shiny rides coming in. VIPs over here. Pretty exciting stuff. And it looks like a few more players will be rounding the corner as well. So, again, guys, we're right across from Lake Merritt. I was hoping for a little more of a breeze to help us out here, but unfortunately right now, it's just hot. There they go.
Yeah, she got the rings on.
She has the rings on. Look at these rings. That's a lot of bling that just almost the glare of that sun on the rings on our eyes. Bob Myers, look at that car. There we go. DJ D-Sharp coming through as well. I mean, I say we had a great spot for this parade because now we get to hear all of the live coverage that you guys have been reporting on, and now we're getting all of them coming through our section. So we heard the hype from you all, and now we're seeing it in real life happening right before our eyes. So this is very exciting. People, again, been waiting since 5:30 this morning, and the crowd got a lot bigger just before 11 a.m. I like those dance moves. There you go. Part of the Warriors ownership team coming through. And they're in the shade. That's nice. On a trolley over here.
Uh-huh. That's that Dublin shit.
Oh, look at this party going on. Wow. They must have some really good music on that trolley. I've never seen trolleys move like that. So tell me, what's been your favorite part of the parade so far?
I would say all the rowdy people.
All the rowdy people.
Yep.
There's a lot on this street. Yeah. You guys have been dedicated fans. I know you were saying that.
Oh yeah, we've been saying that because we went through Chris Mullin, Latrell Sprewell, all those times in the 90s. We've been through the 2012 and 2099 teams. We had 30 less wins, you know, and now we got our champions. So
how good does this feel?
Amazing. 3 out of 4 isn't bad. It doesn't get old.
It doesn't get old, right? No way. And you're looking forward to another one, right? Yeah, they all are. That's been kind of the word on the street here, that next year they'll all be back for another national championship parade, a victory parade like none other. Here's the assistant GM, Larry Harris, coming through. I'm liking these shiny cars, you guys. Shiny cars, good music, great bands coming in, and of course we want to see more players. This young lady here has been waiting for Draymond Green. She came all the way from New York. But yeah, I'll let you know when we get a bit more action here. I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Netta, thanks a lot. And the one fan mentioned Latrell Sprewell, and it was such a dark era in the Warriors' history because he had choked the coach, P.J. Carlesimo, right? I remember being flown up to Portland to cover that trial, and it was just a sour taste when you talked about the Golden State Warriors that era. And it went on for many years, not the Sprewell thing, but the era of losing. I remember joking with the PR guy, hey, you should have, for a gift for the fan appreciation, doormats. Because that's what they were in the Pacific Division. And now I bring that up because you have to appreciate what they have, knowing where they come from. As Richard Nixon once said, you can never know how great it is to be on the highest mountaintop until you've been in the deepest valley.
Absolutely. And these Warriors fans have seen some low lows. And when you go to those games and you talk especially to the season ticket holders who've had their tickets for 30 years or whatever, you know, they know what it's like to be at the bottom. And that just makes it all the sweeter to be at the top here. And to truly have that fan appreciation. That is true dedication to stick through a team. As someone who was born and raised in Sacramento and has been a Kings fan for many years, I know what it's like to be among the low lows. And, you know, maybe some temporary average high highs for a minute there, right? Early 2000s.
But you do have, you know, the Kings have a great arena. The Golden One have a reputation of being the finest arena in the land until they opened up to Chase in San Francisco. So they got a fan base, they got an arena, and if they look to see what the Warriors have done, they can see there's a future.
Absolutely. And, you know, we talked a little bit about bandwagons early on. There's a lot of Sacramento folks out there who haven't been able to cheer for a team for a long time who are happy to cheer for the Golden State Warriors, my father included. You know, he hasn't seen a championship team in a very long time and just has a sense of pride being able to cheer for a team that is close by and is playing some exciting games. And, you know, when you live in Sacramento and the Warriors play against your team, you get cheaper tickets to see the Warriors play. So, you know, on the plus side there.
Vivek Ranadive, who was a minority owner in the Warriors organization with Joe Lacob, he's the one who bought the Sacramento Kings. And he just hasn't made the right hires. It's an unstable franchise over there. So. And
doesn't that just kind of highlight, you know, some of the choices that have been made here with the Warriors? That you know, this just doesn't happen.
If you look at Lacob, he hired Mark Jackson, and Mark Jackson becomes the head coach and instills this defensive philosophy that the team bought into. And they won 54 games when Mark Jackson was dismissed, right? And it was also, by the way, Larry Riley who drafted Steph Curry. He was the GM who pushed for the Warriors to draft Steph Curry before Lacob even bought the team. So there were parts in place when Lakeup got this organization, and then he turns to Steve Kerr that takes over, inherits a great team that had won 54 games. But in retrospect, and to your point, he made the right hires. He put the right people in place to get it to the level it is today and continue it into the future.
Absolutely, and you hear those fans already talking about next year, already talking about where they're going to be and how they'll come right back to their favorite spot on this parade route. I think last year there was some talk that, you know, the Warriors team had gone from we believe to we expect. I don't know where that puts them now. I will say that I think folks actually had a little scare in that, you know, that last round before the finals when they were up against Houston, and some will say that was the most, you know, challenging series there. That was sort of what was going to make or break whether they win these finals. But, you know, there were some concerns there, and there were concerns throughout because of the injuries. And so, you know, we didn't see a team that won the number of games that, you know, they had previously. But on the other hand, we did see some really big records broken throughout these playoffs, and that kind of just puts into perspective how, you know, just how dominant this team is.
I think the Warriors proved they're vulnerable, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. They're not going to be status quo. They're going to work on the offseason to get better because they need to get better because the rest of the league is catching up. If Chris Paul doesn't get hurt in that series, I'm not sure we're having this parade today.
I'm with you on that.
And the key is to look where LeBron James goes. LeBron James is going to go to a team that he thinks can beat the Warriors. That's where I think he's going to do. Now, Philadelphia's a possibility. Boston, Houston is a real possibility because Chris Paul is a good friend of his. And, of course, Los Angeles. So keep an eye on where that guy goes because that might be the key to what we're looking at next season. I still believe he stays out of the Western Conference. I think it's you know, it's one of the Eastern Conference teams. I don't think he wants to mess around on the Western Conference, but we'll see.
And that's what's going to make this next season interesting. I mean, we really don't know what to expect. But, you know, it's going to be interesting, and I believe we will still have this dominant team. You know, it'll look different. It'll look a little different. And, you know, like you said, the NBA will look a little different next year.
Well, who catches the Warriors first? Who is in position to catch the Warriors? Boston, you got to give him credit. I can't believe Brad Stevens didn't get a vote for Coach of the Year after losing his two best players.
Unbelievable.
He gets to the Eastern Conference Finals, has the lead over LeBron James and the Cavs, and they ran out of gas. But that is a great team with two their great stars coming back off injury. That's going to me, they're the Eastern Conference champions next year.
Absolutely. Even though they couldn't pull it out this year, it's still a great story and some incredible coaching as well.
I just want to go somewhere else instead of Cleveland.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? That would be nice. You know, and you know, like I said, I have heard the criticism that, you know, people are bored by this. They don't necessarily want to see the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers, you know, play against each other 4 years in a row. But, you know, that's what great rivalries are made of. And we're going to head back out to Netta Iran for she's been catching the end of the parade for these folks who've been waiting for hours. And it looks like we've got another bus coming through, huh, Netta?
Okay. Hey, yes, they are. Look at this. We have the coaching staff here, but also we have E40 in the house, so that's exciting. We are at the tail end of the parade, but of course the excitement has not stopped, and Michelle Griego is here now. Hey, Michelle, isn't that your friend?
Yeah, that's my friend, E40. I just gave him a big hug, talked to him earlier. He's so excited. He's from Vallejo, so Bay Area, the team, the Warriors, this is his hometown team. We saw G-Eazy earlier, too. He just came by. We talked to him earlier, and they were just so excited to see their hometown team win another championship. Right here, you see the bus with the coaching staff on it. Still a lot of cheers and not a a lot of faces to recognize, but that's okay. These guys are responsible for getting these Warriors on point and getting them to a championship. We've seen some really nice cars along the parade too, aren't they?
Some pretty sweet, shiny cars, classic cars. Some of the lowrider cars are pretty nice. Honking away, getting the crowd pumped up, and definitely this crowd is now awake again because we get the little lulls. It's hot, but then as soon as anyone passes by, they get so excited all over again. So it's nice to see that. Of course, we just saw the coaching staff come through earlier. We saw Klay Thompson, we saw Zaza, we saw Steph Curry, Mackovic. I mean, we've seen them all. I think this lady right here, though, has been waiting for Draymond Green. So hopefully he's around the corner.
Draymond Green, the heart of the team. Did you see when Steph Curry drove by, did he get out in this section? Okay.
No, we were hoping, but I think he's pooped. He's had a long day.
No, he has had a long day, but he kind of stopped the parade for a while because he was getting out, greeting the fans, walking, talking. So there was this huge gap in the parade because of Steph Curry.
No wonder.
So where we were standing, this woman caught his attention because she just kept yelling his name, saying, "Come down, come down." He looked at his wife. She's like, "Okay, go down." He went down onto the street and cheered on everybody, gave her a huge hug, and she's just, yeah, she was ecstatic.
Of course. Here's more of the crowd coming through, and the chants of sweep have not stopped. They're loving that. Oh, so Steph Curry is what held up the parade.
He is what held up the parade because he was getting out greeting the fans, which I don't think they'll mind.
No, not at all. I mean, we over here on this end saw the band. We saw a couple of the other classic cars and the cool rides coming in and a bunch of music playing and then silence for a while. So I think that's because Steph was holding up the line, which of course is what it's all about. The surprise acts by these players has been pretty amazing. We did see a couple of players pour champagne out here. Definitely needed more of that because it's so hot. I would love to cool off with a little water or champagne. Any of that would be really nice. But these fans have all been here so patient and hopefully sunblock, covered in sunblock.
Hey, you're from Vallejo too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you just saw E40.
Yeah.
Your hometown
big fan,
team.
always.
Obviously a huge Warriors fan as well.
Yeah, so.
Does it get old winning? This is the third championship in 4 years.
What's that?
Third championship in 4 years.
I'm blessed, but I'm going to be here next year. Can't wait, though.
I know. Everyone, what is everyone chanting back here? Three-peat?
Sweet.
Sweet, sweet, sweet.
Hey, we got the brooms out.
Oh, yeah. Come and show this necklace. You have to show it. Yeah, it's a broom. It's a broom.
Here.
All right, so now we're seeing some more vehicles come by. This is basketball operations vehicles. They're a little more subdued than some of the others, but that's okay.
I mean, it's been a long day so far already. We've all been cooking in this heat, but I'm so impressed that so many people are still out here, even though it is warm. I like this again and again and again.
And that's what everyone out here wants. Another again.
Yes. Hey, everybody, I love their again shirts. We need some of those out in this crowd.
Okay, so this is exciting because Kevin Durant is coming up on the bus here. This is who so many people were waiting for.
Look at Coach Kerr saying hi to all the fans right now.
Coach Kerr greeting everybody over there. That is so awesome.
I mean, I get the chills seeing him.
He really put this team together and has done such a good job. He knows what a special team he has. He really pleases his players, you can tell. There's Kevin Durant, MVP.
So I know when Steph came by, everyone yelled MVP, and now that KD's coming by, they're yelling it again.
He's the real MVP.
Yeah, he's like legit. The
legit one with the trophy MVP.
With all that, yes. How exciting Steve Kerr with his champagne. Was that what that was?
Wow. I don't know, but the crowd was going wild over it. So I love Steve Kerr, though.
He's such a good guy. Good coach, great guy, and definitely represents this team so well and has created, obviously, quite the team to celebrate, which is what we're all doing out here. Champagne, water bottles, and all.
And I love that he focuses on the team as a whole. It's not just one player. It's not just Kevin Durant. It's not just Steph Curry. He recognizes the entire team, and he often talks about the guys that are less talked about.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously fan favorites, but even talking to everyone out here, each person has a different favorite, which is really neat. You have Curry fans, you have Durant fans, Iguodala fans. I mean, they're all out here. Everyone's excited to see a different player. So that's pretty cool to see. You don't really get that. Obviously, with the Cavs, I don't think you would get that.
The who?
Not to rub it into their fans. Not that we see any of those out here, but of course we saw LeBron also considered one of the Warriors MVPs.
Well, we've seen a lot of posters with LeBron crying.
Yes, on the police golf cart. We saw a couple of those. Oakland PD with LeBron crying right in front of their golf cart, and that got the crowd going nuts, and they loved it. They were eating it all up.
I mean, it's all in fun.
Are you a professional hype man?
I mean, this wave of emotions, Michelle. Has this been like this all day for you too?
It's been like this. It's been so exciting and fun, and when you think you've seen everything from one angle, you turn to the right and there's more to see. So it's really exciting, and I just love being out here with all of the fans, talking to so many who have been through the thick and thin with this team. I mean, they've been loyal fans throughout the years.
From the days when it was hard to get fans out there, we've seen a lot of them here, of course, front row up here early to be part of this excitement and supported team that they could only wish and dream that this would happen. And now look at this impressive turnout. What is
Netta, you and I are always worried about our hair. What do you think of this guy's hair?
I mean, if you have gold hair, you can't go wrong. You can flail around all day. And here we go. There's Iguodala.
Here we go. He has his own camera crew out there on the bus.
Look at this guy. Oh, yeah.
Look at this one.
The fans just going crazy. Yep. It looks like they're having champagne on there. They're trying to get him off the bus. Let's see if he will. I don't know. A lot of fans have been talking these players off the bus, so hopefully. Uh-oh. Good job of getting the fans hyped up here. Well, this is interesting. Look who's following him here in this convertible.
On the left of John now. John, do you want to pan over to the left? And we got, oh, is that Gavin?
That's Gavin Newsom.
This clean cut man right there. Look at Gavin.
That is our Lieutenant Governor, Gavin Newsom.
Wow. I like his ride too. I guess you're Lieutenant Governor. You can come in whatever you like.
He's celebrating too the primary election. He'll be going up against John Cox.
And now a Warriors fan. I did not realize.
Big time Warriors fan. I mean, he better be. He's Lieutenant Governor of California.
Gotta have to represent for the entire Golden State, of course. And it sounds like, when I was listening earlier, Gavin Newsom was the finale. He was the one that was rounding out the parade, I believe. So it sounds like this may be the tail end of it. Did we see everyone?
I didn't see Draymond Green.
Where was
Draymond Green? Where's Draymond Green? That's the big question.
Oh, Draymond is last. Okay, no, he's last. He's after the Lieutenant Governor. There we go. She would know because she's been here waiting for him. Okay, he's coming around the corner, guys. Oh boy.
All right, we will patiently wait for Draymond Green.
And this lady right
the
here,
heartbeat of the team.
The heartbeat is on its way. Oh yeah, he's getting all of our heartbeats going.
Well, he's so much fun to watch because he's so passionate. He gets the other players really into pumped up, hyped up.
A good cheerleader and everything.
Yeah, they rely on him to get them pumped up.
And so this lady, what was your name again? What was your name again?
Susie.
Susie from New York has legit been waiting for this moment.
Yes, since 9 o'clock this morning, and I'm still here.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great because I'm anxious. I'm waiting for Draymond.
She's waiting for Draymond. It's so cute. She's such a huge fan of his. This is the one player that she really, really could not wait to see. And it's about to happen. After the AC Transit bus.
Hello, AC Transit.
okay. That guy's a really cool bus driver.
Many people on the bus, but that's okay.
I mean, that's where the air conditioning is. Michelle, we're on the same wavelength there because we're cooking out here for hours now.
I thought it was because we hang out a lot.
Early in the morning. Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. I love all these balloons that are showing up. All these different floats. Look at this big basketball on the back of this truck.
And earlier there was a giant kind of beach basketball looking thing that the fans were tossing around the crowds from one side of the street to the other. That one, I don't know where that ball ended up, but it was providing a lot of entertainment for a moment there. No, this one does not bounce.
This one doesn't bounce, no. This one might hurt you.
But it is gold. I like that. You guys, we hear that Draymond Green's turning the corner.
Is he turning the corner?
Yes. Are you excited?
That means he's probably going to be like completely crazy right now.
Get ready. Another sweet ride.
And then behind them, it looks like more Domination links. I don't know. Let's see. Who's in here?
Yeah, there's so much that goes into obviously making the Warriors team what it is. Of course, there's the players, the coaches, all of that, but there's so many staff members, part of the arena. I mean, these people have been there supporting this team since the very beginning, since the days when, you know, the fans weren't as full in the arena.
Excited. They were loyal, but they weren't as excited.
Yeah, and the arena wasn't as packed as it is now, and now it's, of course, Roracle, which sounds a lot like it out here on these streets.
It really does. They brought Roracle outside.
Through the streets of Oakland. Here's more music, getting everyone in the mood to go dancing. We've been getting waves of dance moves, all kinds of cool dance moves.
What I think is so cool that shows the loyalty of the fans is not only were they here very early in the morning so they could get the perfect spot, but they're in this heat. And I don't know about you, but the fans I've talked to, they don't care.
Nope. I mean, I think I'm the only one mentioning the heat because, you know, I cover the weather.
You do weather, so that makes sense.
Yeah. But it's nice that it doesn't bother them at all. We do get waves of wind coming on through as well, and that's been very welcomed. And, of course, right now, look at this cool car coming through of Domination. What are these, trolleys? Kind of like what you see at Disneyland, I guess. Event services. I love it. Loyal fans with their #1 fingers. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So much fun, showing appreciation for everyone who puts their heart into this team. You know, talking to fans out here today, too, obviously they admire the skills that these guys have on the court, but they also admire what they do off the court as well. These are really stand-up guys that are doing so much for their community, and I think that's what draws so many people to them as well.
Yeah, they've been helping out in so many different nonprofits. I mean, the day after they win, they go and they were at the Children's Hospital helping out, saying hi to some of those patients there and families. I mean, these are dedicated to this town, regardless of whether or not they're going to San Francisco. They're, of course, going to be loyal to Oakland as well, to all of the Bay Area, and that's what it's all about. It's bringing really the entire Bay Area together. We've had fans from San Jose and Fremont taking Bart to come on up. Michelle and I took Bart from the Embarcadero, and that was easy peasy, no problem.
Easy. It was good, but we saw a lot of blue and gold.
We sure did.
And that was great, everyone going to the parade. Actually, we saw a couple who was decked out in their Warriors gear, and we're like, we'll follow them.
That way we know what stop to get off at. No problem. Yeah, there's a couple of stops you can get off at here in Oakland. And, of course, people are going to be out here throughout the day to celebrate with a lot of their, you know, fellow fans. We did see a few people that came down from the South Bay, and they were talking about cheering on Bart. I mean, people were singing and dancing all the way to get up here. We left at, what, 7:30 this morning. It was pretty early. Fans have been out here since 5:30 this morning before us, which is impressive. That does not faze them, though. They still have that same energy that they did earlier, especially when the players come on through.
But they are getting some treats for standing out here, though. We've seen a lot of strength in numbers towels being thrown out to the fans, and look what I scored, guys. Yes, it's an authentic fan banner with the team, of course.
Now we just need everyone to sign it.
Okay, easy.
Yeah, not a problem.
I actually tried to talk to Steph when he was talking to a fan, but he was too busy with the fan. I thought, you know, that's cool. That is very cool. That's what it's all about. Yes. More screaming for their team. I don't know if you guys can hear how loud it is here. We are trying to obviously be heard over the sounds, but it's nice to hear the cheers have not stopped. They're definitely pumped and excited. Even across the street, you can see how thick the crowd is. It's what, like 15 rows deep at least. As many people can pack into this area and still get a good view as what we've been noticing. And it lines all the way up and down this parade route, of course. This is right by Lake Merritt, 17th and Lakeside. We're pretty much close to the end of the route, so that's why once we know that a few of the floats have come through, we can tell who's next, so that's why we do believe Draymond Green is next. We're hoping. And I'm thinking the lull, maybe he's getting out and he's talking to the fans just like Steph did, so maybe that's why we're seeing this big gap in the parade. We will soon see, but yes, everyone is anxiously awaiting the players. It's kind of interesting, I don't know if you can see, but from across from us, this guy is holding 4 boxes of pizza. That's what you do when you're standing out here for hours on end and you're hungry. Get pizza delivered. You see him? He's right there by the window.
The pizza's out here. So why are we on this side?
I don't know. We need to go make friends with him.
I'm thinking the water is going to be a much needed thing for a lot of folks. It's been hot. I did see a couple, not to be a downer, but a couple of people did have to get taken away by the fire crews. They were getting water. They were being hydrated. Of course, there's some possible heat-related issues that can happen when it gets this hot. So, of course, the firefighters are definitely all out here. We saw a lot of Oakland PD out here as well. And everything's been smooth sailing from our angle, at least. Just a couple of people being hydrated, and that's it. So we're going to send it back to you guys. I'll let you know as soon as we see a few more players coming through. If Draymond gets here, we'll be back live.
Okay, guys, it's been fun watching the tail end of that parade slowly making its way past Lake Merritt. Did you guys get a sense, I'll ask you, Netta, you've been in that location for quite some time. Did you get a sense that you know, the folks who were out there, the parade goers who were out there, came out and enjoyed this particular format for the parade? I know a couple of your folks that you interviewed had been to previous parades, and this one was a little different. How did they like it?
This one has been different for a lot of folks, but I think what was kind of cool about it is they didn't know what to expect. So a lot of people were asking us, and we didn't necessarily know what to expect. And Francisco, you were at the parade last year, and what's the difference between that format and this format? Did you enjoy this one more or less? What would you say?
I think it took a little longer. It took a little longer for them to come through, but...
Oh, and now this is the moment. Okay. Susie,
oh my God, he's fucking coming!
Draymond Green's here, bringing out a lot of excitement. Of course, now this is what Susie from New York is waiting for, and what everyone around here is waiting for. There it is. There's the bus. Draymond Green, Kevin Looney. Yeah, it looks like they're rounding out the parade. Hey, that's a good ending to this long day.
I think it's a good question that you asked this fan, though, and I talked to a couple fans earlier, and I asked them, and they had been to all 3 championship parades, and they said all 3 are exciting. They have their own unique twist to it. This obviously is a little different from last year's because the rally was held before the parade started, but it doesn't matter to any of these guys out there. It's the same kind of energy, if not more, and what I've been told a million times today, winning never gets old.
So no matter the format of the parade, it's going to be a guaranteed good time because you're celebrating a national championship win again and again and again. You hear that, guys? I'm not even going to try to tell it because it's so loud. Just take it all in. Susie, how do you feel? You just saw?
Oh my God, I'm just like, I got butterflies in my stomach and everything. Oh my God, bye.
Bye. Did you see that? Draymond Green comes by, and now she's out.
Susie's gone.
Susie's gone.
He was on his phone like the whole time.
Oh. They've all had a very long day saying hi to their fans. And, of course, this is towards the end of the parade, but we just saw him and Looney, and that brought out a lot of excitement. Okay, guys, it's time to send it back to you.
It's vacation time for the Golden State Warriors. Thank you guys out there. Great job on the coverage to all our members of Channel 5. But it is time for these guys to get away. And, Kristen, if you think about it, for 4 years running, many of these players have had to play 2 months longer each year than everybody else. They have a shorter vacation window. They're tired, physically, mentally spent. So it's time to, find a tropical location or a golf course and just, breathe a little bit.
Absolutely.
Enjoy.
They got what they wanted. They gave the fans what they want. And now it's time to take a break and, get ready to come back next season for what we hope will be another one of these parades of champions.
I'll see you again here next year.
Let's hope for that. That's what we're shooting for. Thank you so much for joining us here on our live stream and on KPIX5.com. That's going to do it for us. That was our championship Golden State Warriors Strength in Numbers Parade. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Good night, everybody.
Tweet me right now.
Join the conversation. Bay Area Night Beat with Veronica De La Cruz. Weeknights at 10 on KBCW. With CBS All Access, you can watch KPIX5 News live and watch CBS shows on demand across desktop, mobile, and streaming devices. Go to cbs.com/allaccess now to try it free.
Let's Make a Deal has big money.
Copious amounts of cash.
And outrageous moments. A show so thrilling.
Money, money, cash, cash.
You'll be green with envy.
We look good.
Let's Make a Deal. Weekdays, only CBS Daytime.
Bring. Sorry, hello, yes.
America is buzzing about The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
I love your show. I love your show, too. It's hilarious.
And he's following the news like only Colbert can.
I don't know, Liberty Bell? I like bells that don't crack.
The Late Show with